Die ligte is uit in jou burg, die krane loop nou droog, terwyl die wit toringpaleise opreik na die boog. Die havens verstik in roes, die paai is net klip, en die vee vrek in die stof terwyl die minister koffie sip. Hulle sê die Kongo roep ons, maar ons manne moet laat waai. Hulle sê toorlê die rabbel onder die warm son se draai, terwyl die skadu van die ANC oor die hele land gaan lê, en hul rykdom op die roe van die armes vaster lê. Maar moenie kwal nie broer, moenie jou kop verloor, daar's 'n blink nuwe kommissie wat ons weer gaan staan en spoor. Nog 'n berg vol wit skrifte wat ons vertel waarom ons faal, terwyl die reuk van wanhoop in die donker strate dwaal. Oh, dis die rilse Grand Stalingrad, hy skop die blikkie aan, hy skuil tussen die pyn met 'n splintermuwe plan. Nog 'n dagspan is op pad, nog 10 miljoen vermors, op ondersoekers wat net wonder wie's die een wat dors. Niemand word gedagtig nie, niemand aan die stuur, net 'n hol rippie buik wat sy eie is bevuur. Ja, hy grawe in die loopgraaf van 'n presidentsie wat faal, terwyl die nasie roep vir 'n man wat resultate haal. Ons is sat vir kyk vorentoe, ons is moeg vir al die hoekom, met gate in die paaie en 'n donker dooie toekoms. Dis 'n netwerk van koneksies, dis 'n feesmaal vir die rykes, terwyl die boer sy vee sien vrek langs droë dongeweikes. Hy noem het ondersoeke, ek noem het net 'n klag, 'n toesmerery en pakke dier en stadige vlag. Hulle is lief vir prachtlandgoedere en al vette bankbalans, terwyl die land se foute op die afgrond saam dans. Dis die rilse Grand Stalingrad, hy skop die blikkie aan, hy skuil tussen die pyn met 'n splintermuwe plan. Nog 'n dagspan is op pad, nog 10 miljoen vermors, op ondersoekers wat net wonder wie's die een wat dors. Hy skuil tussen die pyn met 'n splinternuwe plan. Nog 'n dagspan is op pad, nog 10 miljoen vermors, op ondersoekers wat net wonder wie's die een wat dors. Die tyd is nou om al die leuns uit die sale weg te was. Ons soek 'n ware patriot wat by die toekoms pas. Nie 'n man wat gister regmaak met 'n pen en met papier, maar 'n leier wat nou opstaan en die foute hier laat hier. Geen verskonings meer nie, geen wag en kyk vir ons. Gee ons resultate of gee die sleutels vir die honds. Geen witskrifte meer nie, geen miljoene se versuim. Ons bring die regte leiers in om hierdie gemors op te ruim. Weg met al die skurke, die vrot en al die vet. Ons vat ons land weer terug en ons bring weer orde en wet. Maak die water reg, maak die ligte aan, van die son gaan sak, sidel, en ons gaan nie meer staan. Weer klink en verdwyn.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the program. It's Night Owls from the East Coast of the United States here in central Pennsylvania. Chris live with you once again for an evening of hopefully some relaxing and enjoying for everyone. What was that? Something fell on the floor. Anyway, welcome back to the program. Let's check on the sound here. Anyway, welcome. Sounds pretty good. Yeah, so I had an invitation to, as a accredited journalist, to go to a meeting later today for South Africans, tomorrow for me. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to make it. It's a meeting organized for Geordin Hill-Lewis. Presumably, he'll be announcing his cap being tossed in the ring for the leadership of the Democratic Alliance. I wish I could be there. I did receive an invitation as a journalist, so shame. Who paid the $26,000 medical expenses for them? That's crazy. That's insane. I've never had $26,000 in medical expenses. I had a surgery once, an unexpected surgery for my gallbladder, and the total cost was $7,500. I stayed overnight in the hotel in the hospital for 2 nights. I think it was. Yeah, $7,500 for the surgery. Most of the bill was for the hospital. The surgeon only got $750. Yep. Let me say hello to everybody. Alex, welcome in from Ohio. CB, welcome to you. AJ Quinn, Dawn Janssen van der Rensburg, Mandy van Rooyen. But the ladies are outnumbering the dudes tonight. So-called refugee, Utopi's here. Always a pleasure. Xavier Grayling's back. Good to see you again. You guys like that song, huh? Okay. An awesome song. Okay. Pat Schultz, welcome to you. And who else we got there? Hasiki, hello, young lady. How are you? Mad Max, what's going on, Mad? You're back at it, man. This side of the Atlantic. What's going on? How's it going, Max? People were asking about you last night. I said, no, Max is here. He's just busy. I think he had medicals today. So people were asking, where's Max? What's going on? I'm like, well, he's here. Aren't you paying attention? Sorry, taking my shoes off. I went to the Veterans Club a little bit earlier just to check and make sure they haven't burned the place down. It's always just what leaders do. You have to go around and do spot checks, make sure everything's all right. So saw some folks there. Oh, that's much better taking the shoes off. Anyway. 4 Americans killed and 6 injured by Cubans. I know about Cubans killed. I don't know about Americans being killed, but that's one of the things I've got there. Rian, welcome to you. Good morning to you. Please help us. The DA is just going from bad to worse. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. Geordin Hill-Lewis. Oops, what's that? Oh, got crap on my hands here. In Starbucks sometimes. Gotta be careful. Let me spill. Now I got some in my hand. Hey, Janine Williams, welcome to you. How's everybody doing tonight? Okay, it's time for a poll. We've only got the half-century mark here for viewers so far. It's a bit slow for tonight. But let's go ahead and do a poll. I'm going to put a poll up. It's time for a poll. Okay, ready for the poll? Start a poll. Will. 26th February. Okay. Did anybody see my video on farming earlier? That's 4, not FPR. All right, there's the poll. You get a chance to vote in that. We're up to 60 people now. I had issues with Farm Attack in Southern on Tuesday morning. Yeah, no, Max, I saw your stuff. Hey, the ladies are in from Connecticut. What's going on? Got more people coming your way up in that New England area, in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. So my coming up there is looking more and more likely. Yep. Well, there's nothing for Max to sort. He's on the wrong side of the world, and they broke in and robbed because he wasn't there patrolling. What needs to happen is people need to sort organize. You need to track these people, put geo-trackers in the stuff they steal, hunt them down, and steal all their shit. That's what you need to do. That's what needs to happen. And if people hunt them down and they disappear down mine shafts, then this will stop. But until that happens, they're going to keep stealing from people. Pete's Coffees. Okay, Pete's is not very widely spread, but they're around. Caribou is another one. So Veroshka, welcome to you. I missed you there. Shawnee, lovely garden soup with homemade bread and chocolate shake. What is a garden soup, Shawnee? Are you eating like, dandelion leaves? What is a garden soup, man? In all honesty, Colonel, can you please add another question? You're always welcome. Thank you. Glad there's more folks in the way. I need help with the braai with. Yeah, no. Well, Virginia's having a braai. Max sent me a thing. There's going to be a braai in Virginia this weekend. They couldn't wait till next weekend. I could have come to Virginia next weekend, but nah, they got to do it this weekend. Mari, welcome to you. I'm going to be in Pittsburgh. I've been telling everybody I'm going to Pittsburgh this weekend. Yep. Stuck on vanilla Starbucks. Oh, the energy one? Ooh, that stuff's wicked. I tried that. I couldn't handle it. Not my cup of tea. Yeah, wasn't my thing. Watched your vid on the 2 agriculture sectors and left a nice comments. Okay, thank you for that. Yourself admitting on Petzer podcast the mega donors are really running the direction of the DA has also. What? I don't know what you're saying. Are you saying that the mega donors are funding the DA? I mean, that's not a surprise. Is that what Rob Hersoff said? Not a surprise. Garden soup was roasted butternut squash. Ooh, red peppers and carrots. Okay, the butternut squash, yes. The red peppers, yes. The carrots, no. No. You can have the carrots. I'll pass. I will pass. I'm a pea snob. I only eat Del Monte sweet peas. None of this no salt added crap. Yep. Anyway, yeah, so sorry, I'm a bit of a food snob. Yeah. I don't eat fancy, but I also don't eat certain things. The boost feature, the viewers can boost your videos. Yep, that's true, Mad Max, but that's only in America. Did you boost my video? Save that for prepared videos, not the live streams. Boost the prepared videos. Yeah, like this one on Steen Eisen. Yeah, no, you're allowed to do it like 2 or 3 times a month or something like that, but that's only something that's in America. They haven't made that available in South Africa. Well, thank you, Max. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Yeah, I'm glad you found it. I mentioned it when it came out a few months back, but it's Ronaldo mentioned too, but South Africans can't do it. So, yeah, it's just starting, hopefully, to take off now because it's early in South Africa. So I had it up for 4 hours, but hopefully it takes off now. So, anyway, yep. The prepared videos just ain't doing well. It's last time in December of 2024, I gave up making prepared videos. I'm just not going to do this anymore. I don't even want to do YouTube anymore. I'm just going to do it for my loyal audience, many of whom aren't here anymore. Erica's almost never here. Henda's still here. Arctic is around, you just don't see him. But Utopi's still here, but and some other folks are here, but they're just not here very often. So I kept coming back for them, even though it was a huge drain on me, and pretty much given up on the rest of YouTube. And then I made that video on Nobs Mkhize and her racism and bigotry towards the colored flight staff of FlySAF Air from Durban to Cape Town. And that video, 50,000 views. I'm like, wow, people will watch this. Just got to catch the right wave cap for the algorithm. Hey, Loretta. And I started making videos, and we went from 20,000 December 31st, 20,234 to 35,000 by the end of January. In 1 month, we nearly doubled the channel. And then from there, from the 1st of February until the 4th of June, we got to 100,000. Since then, wow, since June, we've added just 23,000 subscribers. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. 9 months, 23,000 subscribers. Oh, setting the direction. Oh, wow, telling the party what you do. Well, it's not a secret to me. I'm not surprised. If they don't do what the donors want, they don't get the money. They don't have the money, then they can't get the votes. Yeah, it's not a surprise. The same thing happens in U.S. politics and British politics. Yep. Oh no, I'm not thinking about leaving. I've never. It wasn't a ploy either. I mean, I've thought about it before. It's just, no. Look, I'm very pleased. Although tonight it's a little slow. 73 people. Hopefully it'll pick up, and I'm grateful for 73. I mean, 73 used to be good. 73 to 70 to 100 used to be good for my news broadcast. But we're getting 400 or 500 or more on every live stream. So during the day, that's worth the time. It's still a big drain, but it's worth the time. The night owls, I'm very pleasantly surprised. We typically have over 1,000 on night owls, particularly if I run over an hour and a half, and then we wind up having, let me take a look at some of those figures. So, night owls. Last night's Night Owls, of course, was Trump's State of the Union address. That has 3,000 views, almost 3,000. The news, Anderson Cooper, 5,000 views. Today's news had 3,500. The Night Owls was 2,800. Brent Bozell, 5,800, the daytime. Then the interview with the South Africans in New Hampshire, 7,000 views. The Night Owls, Team USA winning the gold, 1,200 views. That's respectable, yeah. So the Night Owls are running at least 1,200 minimum. Most of them are going high. The Common Sense Conservatives even had a few of them go over 1,000, which shocked the hell out of me. I was surprised. Didn't think people wanted to watch that, so I've been putting it on this channel. Yeah, so, I mean, 9,000 for live stream, that's pretty good, you know. People would kill for that sort of thing. It's just the prepared videos are sucking buttermilk for the most part. I appreciate people watching them, but I haven't had 100,000 views since November on a video. I've had a 71,000 view recently, but that's when the woman got shot in the head. I mean, that's terrible. 73,000 views on that now. 70,200. Yeah, so. Okay, how did I make money? This. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. Maybe it's the wrong one. Oh, no. I've actually. Okay, see, this doesn't make any sense. Someone must have super chatted because the monetization's turned off, but I made a couple dollars off of it. That's weird. That's weird. That video, I'm looking at the stats. It says that with 73,000 views, I made 77 cents in revenue. That must be YouTube is playing. I don't know. I didn't turn on ads for that. That's weird. So, but that's the best video I've had in a long time, and that's the tragedy of that lady being shot. Let me see if I heard back from her husband because I wrote to him yesterday. Okay. No, he read it, but he didn't answer on Monday. So I don't want to pressure because if something went bad, he's probably heartbroken. You know, I'm always nervous about writing to people in that situation. Yeah, Max says a good time. Well, Max, bear in mind that when daylight savings comes, we jump forward. It won't be 10 o'clock, which works really well for me. It'll be 11 o'clock, which is exhausting for me because we stay in step with South Africa. Right now, East Coast is 7 hours difference from South Africa, but come short time from now, in late March, I think it is, we go to 6 hours. So, yeah, so when we're 6 hours, I'll start this at 11. I used to do it at midnight. It was crazy. And I'm up till 3 o'clock in the morning. I never got any sleep. Competition with Yin Yang to win 6,000 East Coast Radio. Oh, gosh. Well, good luck with that. I hope you win that, Karen. That would be awesome. Yeah, no, man, Max, I get them all the time. I get phone calls. You know, a lady wrote to me. I said, ma'am, you called me at 4:03 in the morning. Did you honestly expect me to answer the phone? She didn't even apologize. She just started explaining to me what she wanted. I'm like, man, I'm getting messages from people. You know, at some point, some people really have to take care of themselves. You know, we can't wet nurse everybody. Some people have real issues. Others, people are just panicking. I don't know why. And they're panicking when they're on this side. I don't know why. Instant where Cuban soldiers opened fire on 10 passengers in a boat registered in Florida. Okay, well, let me look and see what that story is then. So, all right. So, let's just cover the stories and we'll get this out of the way real quick. These are the stories I have this hour tonight. And then we'll just relax and chill a little bit here. So people came early, get the benefit. Hill Lewis is set to throw his hat in the ring for the DA top job as leadership race begins. Cape Town Mayor Geordin Hill Lewis is set to announce his bid for federal leader of the DA with nominations opening on February 28th. Outgoing leader John Steenhuisen will not seek re-election. DA leader Salem Msamang says he'll clarify on Friday whether he will enter the race. Well, what I have to say about all this is that and I understand why, so it's not unfair. I'm not saying this mean, but honestly, these people are kind of cowardly. They are not announcing their leadership run until Steenhuisen's announced he's not running. They were afraid to run against him, and I understand why. He's a vindictive prick, and he would have destroyed them like he tried to destroy Emma Powell and Andrew Whitfield and others, and Ronaldo. I don't know if he had anything to do with Ronaldo's case, but he did destroy those others. You notice how quiet. Where's Andrew Whitfield? He's put him on a milk cart. Emma Powell, we had to put her on a milk cart, and she's just disappeared completely. And why? Look, I mean, those are leftist politicians, but they're not bad people. They're very good people, and it's just wrong. Just wrong. So all these people kept their powder dry, which is what I said would happen. I said that he won't be challenged until just before the leadership conference. Didn't know he's actually going to have the balls to back out. If he had resigned as agriculture minister, would have had a lot more respect for him. But nah. So we're going to play that video from Parliament and listen to what Johnny Boy had to say here shortly. Nominations for party's top position are opening in a few days, and Hill Lewis has called a media briefing at Elsie's River on Friday for what his invitation describes as an important announcement. The venue is 12 kilometers from his Edgemead home. I have the invitation. I was invited as a member of the press. Unfortunately, I'm not in South Africa, so I will not be able to attend. And actually, I'm disappointed. I would like to have gone and covered this event. I apologize. I can't do that for you guys, but just can't do it. Outgoing DA leader John Steenhuisen confirmed earlier this month he will not seek re-election. Thank goodness. When asked directly, who's this? Hill Lewis has appointed DA member of Parliament Kabelo Kobisa Kaba as his campaign spokesperson. DA Gauteng leader Salim Msimang has also been lobbied to run. Yeah, so I don't think Cilliers Brink will run. Dee McPherson is weighing a run to replace Helen Zill as federal chairperson. Well, I'll tell you what, you pick Dee McPherson to be your federal chairperson, you've just sealed your death for the Democratic Alliance. Mr. Nil Compensation. Gee, many crickets. No, in fact, we're going to cover that too. Let me just get one more thing here. Actually, I'll move this over here. We're going to cover that right now. So last night on CNN, the comedy news network, they did a poll for the CNN watchers. Now remember, CNN's audience is almost entirely leftist, full of people that hate America and some people that love America. Bear that in mind. This is the CNN live poll that they did on CNN last night. I didn't watch CNN. These are people who watch CNN for the broadcast, and look at what the voting results were. CNN instant poll, 64% of speech watchers say that Trump's policies will move the U.S. in the right direction. What? President Trump's first State of the Union address since his return to office in 2024 drew a positive reaction from television viewers, according to CNN polling. An instant poll found 64% of pollers said Trump was moving the country in the right direction. Before the address, only 54% thought he was doing it. It jumped by 10%. Wow.
Among speech watchers tonight, 64% say his policies will move the U.S. in the right direction. And look at the growth President Trump made over the speech. So pre-speech, it was 54% of speech watchers said his policies will move the U.S. in the right direction. After the speech, that number goes up 10 percentage points. So Donald Trump made some progress with people watching the speech from their pre-speech expectations to what they saw in the speech itself. And that 64% number, that's pretty much in range across.
And in other news, last night in Atlanta at the headquarters of CNN International, reports of multiple ambulances dispatched for brain aneurysms as CNN executives' heads exploded last night after hearing that statistic. Post-speech coverage at CNN's main newsroom in Atlanta, Georgia, led to the dispersal and the deployment of over a dozen emergency service ambulances arriving at CNN's tall, multi-story high-rise building. Apparently the C-suite on that building where the executives were congregating, watching this broadcast, was littered with blood spattered on the walls all over the conference table as multiple aneurysms burst in the heads of CNN executives last night. We bring this report now live from Atlanta. Hey, George. I'm sorry. I'm getting an update from Atlanta now. The total figure was 9 executives. That's right. Yes, it was a mess. There was blood everywhere. You can just see it now. You can see these executives from CNN sitting there watching this going like they're all constipated, having a terrible bear growling bowel movement. I'm sure they told themselves that, after this speech, Trump will be at 27%. Was there backlash? No. So last night, after Trump gave 2 Congressional Medals of Honor to two soldiers for combat, one from the Korean conflict, where he shot down 4 Soviet fighters. Who knew the Soviets were attacking U.S.? And I knew, but many people didn't. Yeah, 4 Soviet jet fighters he shot down, MiG-15s in 1952. And for the pilot of the Chinook that took the troops in, the Special Forces troops in, for the raid on Venezuela. His leg was shattered and damaged very badly. Both Congressional Medals of Honor. The Coast Guardie, the Coastie, who rescued 165 people during the floods in Texas last summer, he was awarded the Legion of Merit for valor. And then also the World War II veteran who was in Luzon in the Philippines and helped liberate the Philippines with MacArthur when they went back. He was recognized last night, plus a lot of regular Americans. Yep. So, wow. Yep. Will make the DA totally woke and destroy the party. Yeah, I think that's a real possibility. Yep. Anyway, so. All right, so the first poll is, how are we doing there? We got 54 votes. Okay, we'll give a little more time. There's about 100 people here. If you all vote in this poll, we push it to 100, I'll end the poll and we'll start another poll, which will be interesting. Yeah, so now that they've cleaned up the carnage in the CNN boardroom in Atlanta, they're going to have to call it in Ted Turner because all the executives are gone after that nonsense. That was just rough. Now, this is good. I don't read Sean Hannity much, but this appeared in my mailbox. Look at those scumbags. Look at Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar there. And the transgender dude sitting down there, or lady, whichever that is, I'm not sure. The Democratic Party once again embarrassed itself on Tuesday night during President Trump's State of the Union after refusing to stand for nearly anything positive the Trump administration has delivered. They refused to stand for many Americans whose stories the president shared. On Wednesday morning, the official White House account released a list of things the Democrats refuse to stand for, all egregious, and you can expect to see it again come campaign time. Imagine refusing to stand for Americans over illegal aliens, for voter ID, for the lowest murder rate in 125 years, for ending fraud and waste in angel families, tough on crime policies, no tax on tips, overtime, and Social Security. They refuse to stand for that, for crushing fentanyl, for a secure border. That's what the Democrats refuse to stand for. It tells you everything you need to know about them. Democrats showed whose side they're on, and it's not the American people. During a Fox News appearance Wednesday morning, Vice President Vance blasted Democrats, perhaps their most viral moment, when they remained seated when asked to stand in support of American citizens over illegal immigrants. The American government should stand for American citizens, not illegal aliens. That shouldn't be controversial, but apparently it was to the Democrats. Yep.
I saw a couple of things, Bill. First of all, obviously, most Democrats didn't stand up or clap. And what a shame that is. What a sad commentary that is on the Democratic Party, that the idea that the American government should stand for American citizens, not illegal aliens, that shouldn't be controversial, but apparently it was to the Democrats. But I will say, Bill, something that I saw that probably most TV viewers didn't see was really the cowardice, because there were a few Democrats who sort of politely clapped. They didn't want to stand up. I guess maybe they were worried about being primaried by the far left fringe of their party. Yeah. But they were all looking around. They weren't actually saying, you know what, I'm going to stand and support this because this is a common sense, obvious statement. They were all looking around for cues from their colleagues because they didn't have the courage to stand on their own.
Yeah, wusses. Wusses. That's who they are. Vice President Vance has announced a new phase of fraud investigations, withholding $259 million in Medicaid funds from Minnesota, the epicenter of Somali corruption. The Vice President is chairing the White House Anti-Fraud Task Force investigating illegitimate uses of federal funds. What we're doing is we're stopping the federal payments that will go to the state government until the state government takes its obligations seriously to stop the fraud that's being perpetrated against the American taxpayer. And I say yes. Shawnee, what do you say? Minnesota's Governor Timmy Walz, the stolen valor clown, strongly objected to federal action, charging the Trump administration in a post on X with subjecting states under the control of Democrats to punitive treatment. No, moron, you've lost $19 billion because of your lax policies and no oversight. We see American citizens walking down the streets of Minneapolis being physically accosted by aliens in our midst, who you've promoted, who you've enriched through your corrupt schemes. Timmy Walz, dude, if you don't wind up in prison when this is all over, you are going to be a lucky person, a lucky person. Major law enforcement operation in Minneapolis assault and the seizure of enough fentanyl for 3.5 million lethal doses and the arrest of 12 individuals linked to the family mob gang. Wow. Thank you for that, Shawnee. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. At all. Let's see what's going on with the poll. Are we up to 100 votes yet? 90%. We're at 69 votes. What's with the poll? People don't want to vote in the poll tonight? Come on. I want to start another poll. But y'all got to vote for it. There's 100 of you here. Somebody ought to vote in this poll. All right. Yeah. Now, the Democrats, just disgusting last night. A single investigation netted $23 billion in fraudulent billing, according to Dr. Oz, savings that will benefit American seniors by at least $132 apiece this year. The estimated cost to taxpayers of fraud across the country totals approximately $300 billion annually, according to officials. We have to take these crimes seriously and treat them as seriously as if they were bank robberies, because they are. They're more dangerous than bank robberies. They're stealing benefits. Yep. They cautioned against relying on prison sentences as sufficient to address the issue, saying many of the offenders are foreign nationals who flee the country. Instead, we're launching the largest action against fraud we've ever taken. The money is not going to ever leave the building again. We're going to start draining the swamp of the crooks that have inhabited and are defrauding us. There you go. There you go. Dr. Oz described one scheme uncovered where parents were paid $1,000 per child to falsely enroll them in as autism patients, resulting in the federal government paying millions of dollars for services that were never provided. Also, we're getting all kinds of things inflated. The rate of autism has soared. No, it hasn't. It has gone up, but it hasn't soared. What has soared is the fraud. People enrolling their kids as autistic who aren't autistic to fleece the government of money. Another instance involved a provider that submitted claims for 450 days in which the provider billed for more than 24 hours per day. Wow. Administration officials are also asking the public to help identify potential fraud and wasteful spending affecting the federal government. Anyone with information is asked to call 1-800-HHS-TIPS. Well, okay, there you go. There we go. Fraud. Well, I'm going to start reporting these agencies. Okay, Senator. Oh, that's Medicare. That's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, okay. Cuba says 4 were killed in gunfire exchange with the U.S. So they murdered 4 Americans. Is that what it was? The Communist Country's Interior Minister said the boat entered Cuban waters from Florida and opened fire at a border guard. You're right. Sure. Cuban officials said Wednesday the country's Coast Guard killed 4 people in an exchange of gunfire with the U.S. registered boat that entered its waters from Florida. A statement from the Communist Country's Ministry of the Interior said the people on board a speedboat entered Cuban waters and opened fire at Border Patrol troops on Wednesday morning, around 1 nautical mile to the northeast of El Pino Canal. Ministry said that 4 people on the boat were killed and 6 were injured, according to the translated document. The injured were evacuated and received medical assistance. Cuban ministry said that it ratifies its willingness to protect territorial waters based on what national defense is a fundamental pillar of the state to keep its sovereignty. Didn't identify the people. J.D. Vance said this afternoon he had been briefed on the incident by Secretary of State Rubio. Hopefully it's not as bad as we fear, but we can't say more because I just don't know more. Wow. Rubio affirmed the U.S. Coast Guard had responded to the area of the incident, adding that he will be getting more information from the agency soon. Let's take a look and see if we have any updates on that. Cubans kill 4 Americans. That's not what I'm looking for. Google's what I want. Kill 4. There you go. Live updates. That's from 3 hours ago. 48 minutes ago. Okay. From Associated Press, 48 minutes ago. Let's see what they've got to say if there's anything new. Cuba says boat from Florida opened fire. Yeah, that seems highly improbable. Starting fight that killed 4. They're awfully close to Cuba. Why are they so close to Cuba? We have various different elements of the U.S. government that are trying to identify elements of the story that may not be provided to us now, Rubio said. The Cuban government identified 2 of the boat passengers, Amajal Sanchez Gonzalez and Geordin Enrique Cruz Gomez, who were wanted by Cuban authorities based on their involvement in the promotion, planning, organization, finance, support, and commission of acts carried out in the national territory. So they're calling them terrorists. Well, maybe they were. Associated Press was unable to immediately verify the information. Cuban government said obtained the details about passengers aboard the boat from the suspects detained. Identified 7 of the 10 passengers, including Conrado Galindo Sarao, Jose Manuel Rodriguez Castello, Cristian Ernesto Acosta Guevara, Roberto Acosta Consuegra. Wow, they sound like good old boys from Alabama, don't they? Not. Highly unusual shootout. To see shootouts in open sea like that, it's not something that happens every day. It's something, frankly, that hasn't happened with Cuba in a very long time. So I don't know what's going on here, and I have no idea who these people were or what they were up to, but Cuba says they were terrorists. I will give Cuba the benefit of the doubt for the moment. Yes, Cuba has severe shortage of critical fuel. Yep. Yep. So there you go. But the Democrats were just so nasty last night. So nasty. Really nasty people. All right, guys, where are we at now? Florida dudes fishing or SEAL Team 6? Well, it wasn't SEAL Team 6. No, it wasn't SEAL Team 6. I can't add to a poll once it's been posted, Xavier. Once it's up, it's up. Yeah, the hatred in their eyes was visible for Oshka. Yep. What a sad, sad excuse of a human being. Very much. Not to mention she's sickeningly wealthy from her corrupt enterprises, no doubt. What has she done making $172,000 a year to become worth $26 million? And, from $6 million, how did she get to $6 million? Franz Free, how's it going? Excuse me. Gordon Graham says Hill Lewis is another kamikaze pilot. Yep. The DA seems intent on imploding. They seem hell-bent on destroying what they built. Destroying what Helen Zille built. They seem dead set on it. And we see that. So now we're going to tune into John Steenhuisen. This ought to be entertaining for you guys. I'm going to stop this a couple of times as we go along. So here we go.
Very much.
Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. John Steenhuisen in Parliament responding to a question from Athol Trollop. And it gets entertaining as EFF weighs in here. So there you go. Let me jump up here with another camera. All right, I'm going to cover up the lady. It's busy doing this, pretending to be a signer. Maybe she's actually signing. Who knows? Maybe the ANC got actual signers for a change. All right, here we go. You ready? This is spicy. You guys ready for this?
Very much, Deputy Speaker. Let me say, as the Honourable Trollop says, he rises on behalf of livestock owners. If he's what's representing you, you're in a lot more trouble than you actually thought. Let's look at the facts.
Oh, if Athol Trollop, who's representing the livestock farmers, then you're in a lot more trouble than you thought. Now, Minister Steenhuisen says, let's look at the facts. All right? Which also are full of bullshit. He lies about a couple things here.
Let's look at the facts. The single largest procurement of animal vaccines in the history of the country arrived in the country last week. They follow on 2 million vaccines from last year. They follow on...
Excuse me? 2 million vaccines from last year? There are 2 million vaccines from last year. What planet is he on? Nobody was vaccinated last year. There wasn't 2 million doses last year. They were begging for doses. Wow.
What is arriving on Saturday, Honourable Trollop, 1.5 million vaccines from Turkey, which will beat the record of the largest number of...
So it'll beat the record that you just set that you had to import, because in 18 months as the Minister of Agriculture, you have not restored the vaccine manufacturing capacity of South Africa. Oh, that's right, you did. You produced 12,000 vaccines. Yeah, okay, thank you. Next, let's see what else he's got to say.
Single vaccines. What have you done in this House for the last 20 years that you've sat here? You've done nothing about foot-and-mouth disease. You've done nothing about it.
You've been the agriculture minister for 18 months. What the fuck have you done about it, John? By the way, John Steenhuisen has been in Parliament for nearly 15 years. He entered Parliament in July of 2011, and he's still there, and about 70 pounds heavier than he was when he was there before, when he started. Athol Trollop has only been in Parliament for the last 5 years. So, factually incorrect, lying again in a personal insult, a personal attack by a vindictive person who is on the ropes here, politically.
And let's look, I will not take advice from you. Let's look at your track record.
Honourable Minister.
He will not take advice from Athol Trollop. No, you won't take advice from anybody. That's part of your problem. Now, the personal attacks on Athol Trollop. Ladies and gentlemen, bear in mind that Athol Trollop, unlike John Steenhuisen, is a successful politician. Now, I don't know what possessed him to join Action SA. Of course, maybe he didn't know that Herman Mashaba was going to go off the deep end as a racist tweet poster. He didn't know that at the time. Maybe he just believed Herman was serious, but then we saw Herman reveal his true colors and his hatred for white people and white South Africans, which is a shame. And I think, because I don't even know if Herman is that way. I think he's just doing it for votes, which is stupid. It's not working. But he is now attacking a man who served as the mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay under constant pressure because his useless party couldn't hold on to the seats that they had in the previous election. But nonetheless, he became the mayor because they had the plurality and they cobbled together a coalition. And for 2 years, he fought for the people of Nelson Mandela Bay. The city of PE turned around in less than 6 months from the disaster the ANC left it in under Athol Trollip. Unlike Johnny Steenhuisen, Athol Trollip was a successful politician as mayor. He was mayor when Johnny Boy was sitting in Parliament. He didn't come back into Parliament until 5 years ago. Steenhuisen has been here all along, and he's sitting here attacking the man who, unlike himself, has actually been a successful politician. All that John Steenhuisen has done is lead the DA to electoral defeat, claimed credit for a GNU coalition he had nothing to do with. It was all Helen Zille and Tony Leon. This man is living in a fantasy land. Let's hear his personal attack against Athol Trollip.
You lost the family farm.
Minister,
you get kicked out of pack houses so people can't work with you.
I'm sorry, lost the family farm. Dude, you can't even pay your fucking credit card bill. And you're going to talk to somebody about the vagaries of farming? Where's your farm at, Johnny Boy?
Minister Steenhuisen, there's a point of order, Honourable Reddy.
Thank you, Honourable House Chair.
This.
The member should address the Speaker and not the member directly. I think that is the rule. Please bring it to the attention of the Honourable Steenhuisen. Thank you.
He's correct.
Thank you. That
I would much rather look at you,
Honourable Minister, please take your seat.
So look at him get off his lard ass and interrupt the Parliament, breaking parliamentary procedure. That gentleman was correct, on point with parliamentary procedure. But he gets up and interrupts and runs his mouth. And the DA, leader of Parliament, has to get him to sit his ass down.
Honourable Minister, it is...
Now he's going to get remonstrated by her, and then watch what the EFF calls him. It's hilarious.
It is indeed so that you have to address the Speaker and not the member directly. Yes, Honourable Member of Action SA.
That is correct. He looked at and personally attacked Athol Trollip in violation of parliamentary procedure. He has been the leader of the DA. He was the chief whip for the DA for years. This is a vindictive, small-minded person.
I recognise you, Honourable Member. Please proceed.
Thank you, Speaker. It's very indicative. If the Honourable Member is very sure and confident of what he's saying, he shouldn't be emotional. He must just answer the question. That's it.
Honourable Member, that is not a point of order, so it is not sustained. Honourable Minister, you still have 2 minutes left.
Thank you very much. As I said, I'd much rather look at you than the Honourable Trollip anyway, so thank you very much for that.
What a clown. What an asshole. What a dickweed. What a small-minded, tiny penis loser this guy is. Seriously, what are you, in kindergarten? Athol Trollip was in your party. He rose to the heights. You brought it to its nadir. This is an embarrassment to South Africa's politics, this clown.
Let me just say this, that foot and mouth disease has been a problem in South Africa for decades.
True.
The Honourable Trollip has sat in this parliament for almost those decades and done nothing about it.
No, you're a lying sack of shit. Athol Trollip has not been in parliament all those years. You have. You've been in parliament for half the time the ANC's been in control, and you've done jack shit there, John Steenhuisen. Athol Trollip wasn't in parliament. He was a leader in the Eastern Cape, then the mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay after being a councillor. He only entered parliament 5 years ago. You are that stupid that you don't even know that about a man who is a bigwig in your own party.
About it. Now, because he wants to make a name for himself, he's now suddenly an expert in foot and mouth.
Dude, he made a name for himself long before your lard ass did.
Mouth disease. But if you're going to portray yourself as an expert, best you get the facts right. And it's a mystery because he sits in the portfolio committee, he gets all of the information, and still comes here with a level of ignorance that really is quite astounding. Let me just...
The ignorance is this gentleman who avoided responsibility for foot and mouth disease, did very little to restore a vaccine capability, did nothing to acquire vaccines from abroad, took no proactive steps about foot and mouth disease, even though it was a known problem when he became the Minister of Agriculture. He was too busy going to Vietnam and doing the Lomola. That's where his priority was. To hang out with the Vietnamese communists, to hang out with the Chinese communists, and with the Iranian theocrats. And then go and sit in the Oval Office and cackle like a baboon, acting like a fool. Oh wait, will that be called racist? He's white. Can we call white people baboons?
Say this, we have, for the first time in 30 years, got a strategy to get South Africa's FMD free status back. To back up that...
Where was this strategy 18 months ago? Don't expect you to have it coming in, but after 3 months, you should have had a strategy. So 15 months ago, in September of 2024 or 4, you should have had a strategy in place, John Steenhuisen. After 90 days, not 18 months later after the entire industry is devastated.
Honourable Minister, there's a point of order. Honourable Lonzi,
This is
on
good.
what point of order are you
Watch
rising?
this.
Honourable Chair, we understand that Minister Steenhuisen has been pushed out as party leader.
Honourable
May you
Member,
please not direct
Honourable
his frustrations
Lonzi,
at us.
that is not a point
We're not
of
the ones who
order.
removed him as the
Honourable
leader of
Lonzi.
the DA.
Well, that's not a point of order. It's
Honourable
inappropriate.
members, please do not abuse a point of order.
Correct.
It is frivolous.
Yep.
Honourable Minister, please proceed.
Thank you very much. So as I said, for the first time in 30 years, we have a strategy to deal with foot and mouth disease. It means that we've got to vaccinate over 28 million vaccines into the country to vaccinate the national herd. This government and this ministry are determinedly working to get those vaccines. He talks about delays. The Biogenesis Bago vaccine came in a week earlier than promised. The Onderstepoort vaccine came in a month earlier than had been promised.
A month earlier, a week earlier. Dude, it's 4 years too late. You weren't the minister then, but you were the minister. It should have been the first thing on your agenda. It should have been the first thing you're working on. This is the guy who takes a victory lap for victories that never occurred. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So the only delay here is a delay between the information coming out and actually being processed by the Honourable Trollip. But clearly...
He's attacking Athol Trollip again. The delay here is you. You're the guy that refused to come on camera and talk about this in April of 2025. Nearly a year ago, 9 months ago. And in May of 2025, after promising to come on. Don't make a promise and don't fulfill it. And where was this fervor in January of 2025? In December of 2024? In November? In October of 2024? It didn't exist because it wasn't a priority until it became a nationwide disaster, because you have no concept of agriculture. You have no understanding of how informal cattle herders allow their cattle to travel all over the place and spread this pestilence, and how commercial farmers take their infected stock to stockyards and spread it around, and it gets in the floors of the cattle trucks and gets spread around the entire country. He is completely clueless and has no idea what's going on. This is an embarrassment of the highest order. Robert Posey should fire this guy.
He's only interested in playing politics.
Honourable Steenhuisen, there's a point by Honourable Reddy. What is your point of order, Honourable Reddy?
Honourable House Chair, the time for ministers to reply, is it not 2 minutes? Because the minister has exceeded the 2 minutes.
Reddy, please look at the rules. It's 3 minutes and the minister has 46 seconds left. You can look.
Oh, she does a good job. I got to give her that. The lady from the DA knows her stuff. And she's just nailed the guy. The guy was right before, but now he's just being cheeky. All right, here we go.
Look at the screen in front of you. Honourable Minister, please proceed.
So despite the stone throwing and criticism, which is all the Honourable Trollip can offer, we've not seen a single counter-proposal tabled at committee. We've not seen a single original idea come to the committee. All he does is sits all day and throws
Honourable
stones.
Steenhuisen, what is your point of order, Honourable Member?
Thank you very much, House Chair. Honourable House Chair, the members addressing us in an intimidating, threatening manner. The House does not need to degenerate
Honourable
just
member.
because he's no longer the leader.
Honourable member, that is for me to decide whether it's threatening or not.
That's fine,
It
ma'am.
is
Thank
not
you.
threatening. Honourable Ntlangwini, what is your point of
Here
order?
it comes. Here it comes.
Thank you, House, Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, we do realize that it's off-peak time now at Uber Eats, but we don't have the whole day.
Honourable Ntlangwini,
Please,
you
the
are
Minister
out of
answered it's
order.
done. It's off-peak
Honourable
now.
Ntlangwini,
We
you are
do
out of
understand
order.
that.
I think she said, we realize that it costs more for Uber Eats in the high hour. Minister Uber Eats. Oh my God! Now the EFF is calling John Steenhuisen Minister Uber Eats. Oh man, why can't the DA just dump this guy? I mean, they dumped Ronaldo Chos for no reason. They treated Emma Powell and Andrew Whitfield like crap for no reason. After sending them to Israel and America, they punished them because this small-minded, petty bastard is running the party. Why is he there? Minister Uber Eats. We got to hear that again. Here we go.
We do realize that it's off-peak time now at Uber Eats, but we don't have the whole day.
Honourable Ntlangwini,
We do realize now it's up speed time with Uber Eats, but we don't have the whole day. She's out of order, by the way. But if you're going to be out of order, you might as well be entertaining.
The Minister
out of
answered it's
order.
done. It's off-peak
Honourable
now.
Ntlangwini,
We
you are
do
out of
understand
order.
that.
I have now cautioned you members, you are frivolous and spurious.
She's right.
You are abusing points of order. Honourable Minister, please conclude.
I'm very happy to be called Uber Eats because unlike those members, I know a little bit about delivery. They couldn't deliver if they tried.
Okay, I got to give John Steenhuisen his props. That's a good comeback. I don't know how long he practiced that or if that was off the cuff, but that was a good comeback. It deserves a second play. Steenhuisen actually got him. This is a good comeback.
I'm very happy to be called Uber Eats because unlike those members, I know a little bit about delivery. They couldn't deliver if they tried. The reality is we have a strategy. The strategy is rolling out and it's working. The caravan continues. The dogs will bark along.
The dogs will bark. Wait till the racism call for that. But he's talking about Ethel Trollope, so he'll get away with it. But listen to all the noise in the background. He has no respect of anybody. Guess who listens to your streams? I don't know, CBB. Tell me.
Along the way. And of course, that's their job that they have to do. But this strategy is going to make sure that for the first time ever, South African
Honourable
farmers will have the
Steenhuisen,
benefit.
Honourable Steenhuisen, there is a point of order. Honourable Trollope.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. You've just made a ruling that members are being flippant and spurious. The honourable member on the floor is the only person being flippant and spurious here this afternoon.
That is a matter of opinion. Honourable Trollope, Honourable Minister, please proceed. You have 7
Pathetic.
seconds left.
Pathetic. That's the most
Honourable
pathetic
members.
intervention that I've seen in this House
Honourable
today.
members.
And this is a man who's been here
Order,
for almost
honourable
2
members.
decades.
And this is the man who's been here for almost 2 decades. Sorry, Johnny. You failed this matric. John Steenhuisen has failed matric. 20 years? No. 5 years. You've been there for almost 20 years, John. Yeah. Pathetic. Pathetic. And this is the man who's been here for almost 20 years. Wrong. 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 Wrong.
And that's the best he can offer up. I rest. Thank you.
The Deputy Minister of Home Affairs.
Very much.
Now, the sad part about this is if you watch it, John Steenhuisen thinks he won this argument. There is no respect for this man whatsoever. And it's not just the EFF. It's anybody with a brain in Parliament has no respect for this man. He ought to do the honorable thing, resign, and go get a job at Uber Eats and deliver stuff. That's what he ought to do. But he has no honor. He has no honor. I know that because I've interacted with him personally. This spiteful, nasty human being. Yep. Hey, Natasha. Is that because you travel? So, basically, you guys think he's going to be there. Now, the next question is, should he be? Okay? Now, should he leave? We got a new pull-up. Johnny had the EFF manieren aangelernt. Yeah, he did. He learned the EFF's manners. Yep. Yep. Good morning, Stephen Nordkiel. Wow, I haven't seen you in a while either. What's going on? All I can say is that politician code is talk. It's cheap, and the taxpayers pay their whiskey. Yep. Carlos, what's going on, man? Now he's upset because his tummy is rumbling for some Nando's. Oh, my goodness. Minister Vu reads, yeah, should we do that? Oh, that's cheeky. I haven't done that yet. I've avoided making a song about Steenhuisen other than, you know, jellyfish sways. Yep. Yeah, we laugh at the whole situation depressing. That parliament came to petty insults instead of addressing real issues. Exactly. You're right. I don't know who listened to my streams, CBB. I don't know who listened to them. Alan's sign. I have to give it to the EFF. That lady. That was good. I'm sorry. Realize it's up payment time for Uber Eats, but we don't have all day. Yeah, she was out of order, though. It was probably one of those grade firsters that got a star for attending school because they had to give nobody a badge a nod each child. Send the next agriculture minister to Australia to see how to deal with animal diseases. Yeah, that's probably fair, Mark. Heaven help Ita Queenie if DA are considered best choice for upcoming local election. Yep. Yep. Watch how this vaccine rollout become the biggest disaster. Yeah, no, Mad Max. No. I've already intimated that. I've already said that this is going to go poorly. They're going to screw this up. And he'll blame someone else. Who will he blame when it fails? Steenhuisen did not do debating at school and was not trained at Westminster debating. She barely passed high school. Subject to high school economics, making milk tart, says Mark. Was too busy arranging BE deals for cancer. Yep. He disappointed me. I had hoped for DOA when he became minister. DA was in there. Now worse off. We are a country that will never be free. It's about managing. Exactly right, Chaziki. You'll never be free because it's endemic amongst wildlife, and you have wildlife everywhere. Millions have had wildlife. So the best you can do is manage it by vaccinating your herd all the time. That's what you do. People get multi-rand million salaries that become per person exactly what he is. Yep. Teddy Bear, Joe Berg. He's a crook and he's now trying to hide the same as Nancy. I don't know if he's a crook, but I know he can't pay his credit card bill. So that was a crap show, says Franz. Okay, had a good laugh at your comment on him addressing him as Honorable Trollop. Yeah, no, look, I mean, Karen, sorry, I'm not picking on Ethel Trollop, but I mean, when I heard that the first time, I was like, the Honorable Trollop. It's an unfortunate surname. Nice guy. I like Ethel Trollop, but that's not good. Yeah. Seen people concerned with the vaccines may have mRNA in them, as they said the company making vaccines is funded by Bill. I didn't know that. Ugh, flipping Johnny boy. My Nuttermach. What a blubbering fool this man is. Yeah, Ferraya and spineless. Yeah, we can see that he's not very popular. Arctic is here. We have more and more like arrogant ANC members. Yep. Why are we buying turkey from all places? What about the own South African factory? Yep. What's sad is he thinks he won that argument. He thinks he won the argument. That's what's really sad. No offense to anyone, but Cape Town folks live in a bubble. Lots wrong there too. Oh, Bobby Jean, there's a lot wrong in Cape Town. A lot wrong in Cape Town. Number one, you die if you take the wrong exit and turn off at the wrong exit for the airport. You'll be murdered. We've seen it. Number two, the living condition of people in the Cape Flats. Nobody should live in the Cape Flats. All those places should be raised and those people should move further east out of there. That's not a suitable place for human habitation. It's ridiculous. That should be wildlands. Should be nothing between Stellenbosch and Monenberg. Nothing. Nothing between Monenberg and Somerset West. Nothing. It's ridiculous. So what do you get when people powered on their education, execute their jobs? Okay, that's what Rudolph says. I almost became a DA voter until they joined the union. My battle against the Department of Home Affairs continues as now leading it, but there is bad. Yep. Rama Droll made his bed. Can I recommend you to Trump with regards to refugee matters? You can sure do that, Stephen Nork. Yeah, absolutely. Feel free. Anyone that wants to recommend me to the Trump administration or any government official, you should mention my name often. Thank you for that. That's fine. I'm happy to do it. If I'm asked to do it, I would step into the breach. I would. I'll still continue to broadcast, but I will step in the breach. And imagine if I was actually in the refugee program. My videos would tell you what the hell's going on. I would tell you everything I could. Today, we're going to roll out a new process. Next week, we're upping the number to 150 refugees per day. We'll be departing from these locations. We're unable to do Durban and Port Elizabeth because we lack the funding at present, but we have a long-term plan, perhaps in the next fiscal year. I would inform people. I'd tell the public what's going on. Well, assuming I could do that. Western Cape is on this foot and mouth disease vaccinations. Yeah, they've done 30,000. 5 days quarantine makes it difficult. They have to wait to be clean again. Idiocy is a disease. Yeah, it does. Well, that's the third batch of them, Karen. That's 11 this time. 4 came the last time. Yeah, so, or second batch of them, yeah. Yep. 1 in a wheelchair, yep. Did you get your card? James, what card? What card? Steven says, I know what to do. Okay. Yeah, no, let them know. I mean, there's people in the Trump administration know who I am, and the people working in this program certainly know who I am. And what kills me about all of this, after a year of doing this and refusing to start an NGO to fleece people out of money to resettle refugees, refusing to be anything but objective here, and then actually diving in when people need help, which isn't even my task. People question my motivations. Powerful people. A major news organization wants an interview with a refugee family. That refugee family said, we'll give the interview, but only if you allow the colonel to do a Zoom session to protect our equities. And they wrote back and said, no, we're not comfortable with that. We want to come to your house and film. And like, well, wait a second. You talked about doing an interview. Now you want to bring a whole film crew to my house and have my home address? And why not the colonel? Well, we don't want the colonel coaching you. We don't want to know what Americans think about this program. We want your opinion. To which the family was insulted, as was I. But you see, as I said in Ronaldo's program, I understand now what's going on. These are dishonorable people who have no morals, who assume things about people on the basis of their appearance or their political views. So they assume that because I'm not a leftist hate wanker like them at this media outlet, that I won't be objective and that I would somehow coach people what to say. What the hell is that? See, it's like the leftists who are amongst the USCIS interviewers, and there are a few of them, who kept asking a couple months ago, did Colonel Wyatt coach you? What did he tell you? What did he tell you to say? How did he tell you to do? What did he tell you what to expect? What did he tell you? I didn't tell you jack anything. I didn't tell anybody anything. And the fact that anybody assumes that, you're a disgraceful human being because you don't have the balls to talk to me. You don't have the balls to talk to me in the media and in the government. I have done nothing but defend my nation and the people of this country and any other place that people have been put in my charge around the world for 40 plus years. So you can get off the bus right here to question my motivations. Screw you and the donkey you rode in on. And this concerted effort by U.S. media to steal my original content, my analysis, and put it in their news stories without attribution, yet refusing to give me credit for it or mention me when you're stealing my content, keep your shit up. I can afford attorneys. Oh, Ingram, I get questioned all the time. This media outlet didn't suggest, they said that I was coaching families. There are people in this conversation right now who I've interviewed who are refugee families. If you're still here, I saw 3 or 4 of you earlier. I don't know if you're still here. If you're here, did I in advance tell you anything to say in an interview? Did I refuse? Only thing I did in advance of these, I said, is there anything off limits? Which is what a professional journalist would do. A professional interviewer would say, is there anything you're uncomfortable with me talking about? If you're here, did I coach any of you? Did I tell you what to say? Did I tell you what not to say? Are there any people in the refugee chat who are here now, that I interviewed the refugees, that I went out and sought you out? Did I hunt you down at your phone number and go, oh, I want to interview you, like the New York Times did in Twin Falls, Idaho? Anybody? Anybody? Nobody. Because it never happened. But these scumbags with their moral failings attribute their loser behavior to me because they're looking in a mirror and it's bouncing back at them. Shame on them. And shame on CNN, who wouldn't include me in their propaganda piece, white genocide, because I wouldn't go along with their narrative. I told the truth. You know what? If you don't agree with my truth, you should put me in there for the opposing view. And then you could say, well, this is what Colonel Chris Wyatt said, but most people say this. But you're cowards because you know the truth will set you free. The truth about the program is it's not for farmers. It's not for Afrikaners. It's not for whites. The program is not about white genocide. But you can't stomach that because as Jack Nicholson said, once upon a time in A Few Good Men, you can't handle the truth. That's the problem. They can't handle the truth because it defeats the narrative. The fact that there are black South Africans here, there are coloreds and Indians here. And that people came over not because of white genocide, but because of racial persecution. These racist bigots who are mostly white cannot get it in their gobsmacked little heads that white people can be victims of racism too. Because they're dipshits, morons, privileged little turds who live in a bubble. And they think they know everything. They know jack shit. They've never been in the trenches. They've never lived in a housing development where there's 3 white families and the other 297 are black. They never had a switchblade run across their throat and told they're going to kill your honky ass. They never lived in a neighborhood where everybody in the neighborhood spoke Spanish and wouldn't talk to them because they weren't Puerto Rican. They've never lived in Africa. They don't know jack shit about the world. They're a bunch of useless, feckless turds. Hey guys, how's it going? For those of you new to the program, that's for effect. Rudolph, okay, Rudolph, this is not a news program. You can ask refugee questions at any time in Night Owls, okay? Unless I say otherwise. Do a Kickstarter for Chris Wyatt Airlines. You've never done that. You've only ever asked questions and you steer away from private questions, which has nothing to do with anyone. Yep. How would anyone question? Well, because they're evil. Oz gave Waltz 2 months to close Medicare in Minnesota or look for the couch. Yeah, that's great. Plenty of disgraceful people on both sides of this thing. Make no mistake. Yep, Arctic, there are. There are on both sides. Portals under maintenance. Yep. Need to fly back to Bangkok. Problem is, feet on the ground to do vax. As I understand, reliable source. Private veterinarians here are also doing vax. Some yeah, that's a problem, Sumari. Yep. The ladies in Connecticut said never ever. Yep. There are some people I interviewed. Franz Frey kindly says you should be nominated for presidential freedom. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Mark says liberals have no original thought or proper journalistic skills. Yep, LD says she called me. Yeah, you contacted me. Now, I did invite people, and I still invite people. If you've come and if you send me a note, what's the 2 things I do? For almost every case, when I find out you've landed in America, particularly so many people coming recently, the first thing I write to you is, welcome to America. Welcome to America. And I didn't do it for every refugee because it was chaotic before, but I do that as a matter of course every time I can. Welcome to America, number 1. Then, would you like to do an interview? That's it. Hey, Ronell, only thing that you keep telling us is be honest when you go for an interview, and you never coach us to say anything exactly other than the truth. Exactly right. Hey, the Smiths. Yep. She says no. There you go. The Colonel knows how to keep things under wraps until he's researched the matter. Never coached anyone. Exactly, Karen. Said be truthful and do not lie and hide anything. Yet these people, I know for a fact that a couple of dozen times a few months ago, USCIS officers asked people how I coached them. What did I do to help them prepare for the meeting? People ask me to prepare them. I refuse. Because it's inappropriate. Xavier says, brilliantly said, thank you. Francis, I'm proud of you. Thank you very much. To know you. Very welcome. Thank you. Buffalo-based refugee was detained by ICE. He was dropped off miles from home during a blizzard and died. What? What are you talking about? What refugee? Nural Amin Shah Alam, a Rohingya refugee from Burma, was nearly blind and spoke no English. He was dropped off by agents in Buffalo on the other side of town from his home. His family was not notified as released. Police are investigating. Nural Amin Shah Alam, a nearly blind refugee from Burma who Border Patrol agents dropped off at a donut shop Thursday, was left to find his way home 5 miles, has been found dead. City Hall spokesperson Ian Ott said Shah Alam was found by B District officers after they responded to a call for a dead body at 8:30 p.m. Health-related in nature. They ruled out death by exposure and homicide. I'm devastated and very frustrated, says Imran Fazal, an advocate for Rohingya refugees who knows the family. We never thought anyone would experience anything like this since coming to the United States. It doesn't make me feel safe in a country like this. Well, then go home to Burma. It shouldn't have happened, but don't run your mouth about this. You have a safe haven here. Go home to Burma. Shah Alam, a Rohingya refugee, had been missing since February 19th. He was released that afternoon from custody in Erie County Holding Center after posting bail. Okay, why does he have to post bail if he's a refugee? So, okay, there's something wrong here. There's something wrong with this story. Refugees don't post bail. There's no criminal charges for you to post bail. If you're a refugee, you're a refugee. You don't post bail as a refugee unless you committed a crime. Holster, something's wrong with this story. In response to an immigration detainer that had been placed on him. Benjamin Belusco, Legal Aid Bureau attorney representing him, said Border Patrol agents picked him up at a holding center at 4:39 Thursday. He was released on bail after he agreed to a plea deal with the agents. Shah Alam's guilty plea to charge of trespassing, possession of a weapon, a curtain rod he used as a walking stick, allowed him to clear the detainer and avoid detention by ICE or another immigration agency. Now that's strange. A curtain rod as a walking stick. Curtain rods are made of cheap aluminum. They will break if you use them as a walking stick. Something strange there. After taking custody of Shah Alam, border agents dropped him off at Tim Hortons in the Black Rock neighborhood after 8 p.m. They live on the other side. A spokesperson, Border Patrol, in a statement said Wednesday, after the agents determined Shah was not supposed to be in their custody, they offered him a courtesy ride, which he chose to accept, to a coffee shop. That Tim Hortons was termed to be a warm, safe location near his last known address rather than released directly from the Border Patrol station. He showed no signs of distress, mobility issues, or disabilities requiring special assistance. He was blind. Doesn't that require special assistance? Agents did not notify Molusco or the family of his release at the coffee shop. Spent Friday through Sunday searching for him. Investigative Post report Tuesday, Special Victims Unit Richard High closed the case for several hours Monday in the mistaken belief that he was in custody at ICE in Batavia. A spokesman for the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the parent agency Border Patrol, did not immediately respond. Kara Kane, spokesperson for the Erie County Medical Examiner, declined to release information about the cause of death. He had been in the Erie County Holding Center since February 25 after being arrested by Buffalo police. On February 15th last year, he'd been out for a walk in his neighborhood and been using a curtain rod he purchased as a walking stick. Nearly blind with no ability to speak English, he got lost and ended up on the porch of a woman's house as she was letting her dog out. He's completely blind in one eye, can only see with blurry vision for several feet in the other. The woman called police, and when he did not follow police commands to drop his curtain rod, they tasered and beat him and arrested him. He was charged with offense including assault, trespassing, possession of a weapon. Molusco said his family opted to not bail him out of the holding center for fear he would end up detained by ICE. The plea deal reached recently allowed him to be released on bail without ICE detention. His death comes just 15 months after his arrival in Buffalo in December 2024. He's survived by his wife and 2 sons. All right, there's something fishy in this whole report here. Something very, very fishy here in this whole report. I don't understand what the hell is going on with this story. This man should not be dead. Let's start with that, okay? He should not be dead unless he died of natural causes. I don't buy the story from that they're saying that the government said they took him to a coffee shop. That doesn't make any sense. The man is nearly blind. And why was there a detainer for him? Because there's a criminal charge. Why was there a criminal charge? What prosecutor in Buffalo brought a criminal charge against a man with a curtain rod who's blind? But we don't know. We don't know. We weren't there. So I'm not going to let government officials off the hook, but I'm also not going to buy this story at face value. We need more information here. All right? Something just doesn't gel. John Bobby John's heart rate shot through the roof. Mine's fine, man. Why'd yours shoot through the roof? It's not a South African refugee. It's a Rohingya from Myanmar. Love how the colonel can go from 0 to 100 back down to 0, like seamlessly changing gears. Exactly, Karen. That's what I do. No, Max, you won't see it on any of the groups because it's not a South African. It's a Rohingya from Myanmar. Niger's refugee president. Requester hinted the colonel should guide or help with what to say. The colonel's consistently said no. Said articulate your experiences. Yep. See, Sigi said, yep, they asked me that. Yep, see? And JSA said had the same question in my interview in September. See, there's two right there already. Leftist agents asking a question. Well, I'm making an assumption of leftists because why would any rational conservative even consider for a moment that I, an honorable Army colonel with 36 years of service in this nation, multiple combat tours, working for the President of the United States and for soldiers across the world and protecting civilians for 4 decades of my life, why would I sit here and tell people that I don't even know what to say so they can get to America? I'm not a leftist who tries to flood this country with refugees. I have told you I'm not asking anybody to come here. I have told you I'm not dissuading you from coming here. I'm simply a neutral, objective arbiter of the information and analyze it. And for anyone to assume otherwise is a fool. Daughter got a link to upload documents to portal before her interview. Portal's down. Nothing she can do. Take the documents with her, Rudolph. Don't freak out. It doesn't matter. Just take them with you. And explain. I try to load it, the portal's down, you maintain it. Just go for the interview and take the documents with you. It's simple. Atmospheric, quick question. I got my email face-to-face interview. Well, I need to take the kids with. You take who they tell you to take, Atmospheric. Most people said they had to take their kids with them. Only there for a few minutes so they can see the kids, verify who they exist. I don't know. I mean, most people say they had them. You did not coach us. You report the truth. F them. Yep. Asked me if you were Professor G coach. That's the first time anyone asked or mentioned Professor G. Got asked about him. Go to the interview and upload one back. Exactly. Okay. Everyone on your case should be present. There you go, Utopi. Thank goodness Michigan gets their info from their own sources and not the leftist program won't exist. Yeah. Well, they get it from me. Folks, you do realize that now, I look, this is not a boast because I don't have many views, but you do realize, especially my live streams, that many case officers from refugee agencies are watching my videos. I know this because I've confirmed it 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 6 different cities around the country where case officers for existing South African refugees are watching my content. It's probably a lot more. That's at least 6 that I know of. Probably a lot more. And U.S. government officials watch this program as well. How else would they know about Colonel Wyatt other than asking an interview? Yep. Right. All right. Good morning, Merlin Jan Kipasad. Interesting name. Thank goodness, okay, I got that already. Take the documents and just explain you couldn't upload. Exactly. Good morning, Rainier. What's going on? They offered him a courtesy ride, which he chose to accept to a coffee shop. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Have others experienced a blue box informing that if you comment, it will be known that you have subscribed to this channel? A blue box? What does that mean? Known that you subscribe to this channel? I don't understand that. It's only known to the people you chat with and to YouTube. No one else knows. Never heard of that before. Hey, Colonel Wyatt and all, you've always been straight up. The haters will target you because you stand for the truth. Yep. 2 + 2 doesn't make 4 here. Landed 2 weeks ago in USA, Buffalo, New York. Well, good luck with that, strut in the USA, Buffalo. Good evening, Colonel. Please check the second text I sent you. It should help to lower the blood pressure. You talking about WhatsApp? I don't see anything from anybody. You better send me something again right now if you're talking about WhatsApp and point out that I just submitted to you. Alex says, doesn't make sense. No, it does. If I take a screenshot of a YouTube comment so I can follow up on the info later, it says YouTube noted you took a screenshot. That's new. I've never seen that before. Let me do that. I'll do that right now. I'll go to my channel and take a screenshot. Live. Maybe that's something new. You on YouTube. I got to put a mute so we don't get an echo here. Mute. There we go. Okay. Chat's there. Live chat. Okay, there we go. Okay. No, that must be your browser. I just did a screenshot. No mention. There's nothing blue here. Here's a screenshot. Nothing blue. So that must be something in your browser. It's not my using Safari or something like that. See, there's a screenshot. There's no mention of any YouTube blue thing. Nothing anywhere on that screen. Yep. Nothing. If I go to the channel, it's live. Here's the live channel. There's nothing there. No blue. I don't know what you're talking about. I believe you, but I'm just saying there's nothing here. So that must be something you're getting on your end. It's weird. Have to go, says Stephen Arkia. Okay. Nicola, what's going on? Hendo sent us a WhatsApp that MSC is going to do a system cleanup March because of double applications. People should stop filling questionnaires multiple times. Yeah, I know. I told people to stop that. They don't listen to me. The people do their own thing. They bitch at me. I want to apply for asylum. Bad idea. Almost nobody gets it. Yeah, but I'm going to do it. Okay, you realize that you're going to get kicked out of the country and you miss your golden opportunity. Yeah, but I can't go back to South Africa. Why can't you go back? I go to South Africa. Why can't you go back? Gut feeling, will the program be around for 2 years? Yes. I'm returning to South Africa only then. 3 options left. Study PhD in the USA, swim to Florida. Don't swim to Florida. Don't let them catch you, Mark. Well, if you think about it, if you're going to apply for a job that brings in mostly people of color, not white people like now, then those would be mostly leftists. Not necessarily. Did you ever get a contact number to complain? Yeah, somebody sent me a contact number, but I don't think I saved it, so I've got to look for it. For anyone thinking you're more than reporting, aren't paying attention to what you're saying, only half a listing, you're consistent saying the whole time, it's your choice to stay. Exactly, Vanner. The gentleman who did my interview was very nice and was really rattled and upset by what South Africans have been going through. It bugs me that people question integrity. It's not right. Well, yeah, it isn't right. Yep. EFF comments to C9 and confirms the EFF is also watching you. Oh, yeah. No, the EFF has always been watching me. ANC watches my program. EFF watches. I know DA watches it as well. Yep. I do know that. So, yep. Hey, Fonny, what's going on? And thank you for watching it, all of them. If you're placed somewhere and you're not happy, exactly, Franz Furry. Yeah, Max says, that's good. Get them all to watch. Monster Max says. Colonel, you can email the document as per email from RC. Is that a statement or a question? Looks like a statement. Sigi had a nasty person. Life in U.S. just continues. The general public doesn't even know about this program. Exactly. Why in the world would a major media outlet be concerned about me coaching somebody to what end? Doesn't make sense. Sammy Whammy. Good evening. Have medical in Texas. Feeling under the weather due to the vaccinations. That's just your body reacting to something being injected into you. You're not ill. It's an immune response. It's fine. You'll be fine. James sent me a WhatsApp. Okay. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's very kind. Thank you. No, the person that sent that to me, I don't know if I can say your name. Thank you for a very kind offer. I will make a note of that. And that would be very lovely for you to help with that. Thank you. Are you sure that you can do that without revealing what you said you could do for me? That's very awesome. Yeah, I appreciate that. My dance calendar is including the location you're talking about. So yeah, thank you for that. You know, it's weird because not this message, but I get messages from people that have male names over here, but they're women. And I get women's names and they turn out to be men. And the same with emails. Hey, Monster Max, 100 Rand, thank you for that. No emails expected more. Yeah, the emails haven't been accepted for ages. Yeah. Yep. Oh, you're talking about to RSC, yeah. Joe, also have to go. You're very welcome. Have a good day. Okay, I'm going to close that poll. Got 100 votes on it. 50-50. Wow. 50% said Jordan Hill Lewis should lead. Jordan Hill Lewis and his woke philosophy. Okay, Misty, good evening to you. Been here 21 days, no mention of medicals. Yeah, it's weird, Utopia. I'm not sure how it's done. It's weird. I also had a situation where somebody sent me a message and I talked to them today. They're being told they have to redo biometrics. Doesn't make any sense. And they have kids and they're being told you can't bring the kids because you're not their parents. And like, what do you mean we're not the parents? We're the parents. That's how they got here. No idea we had dental with the program. Saw a dentist a week ago and worked my teeth yesterday. My mouth is hurting today. Oh, it'll get better though, Smiths. Yeah, you have dental. I don't have dental. 36-year veteran, combat veteran. I have no dental care, no dental insurance. $7,800 out of my pocket for dental care since I retired. At least that much. Person sent me the YouTube link to another content creator and saw that after your show last night. The guy was coming in 60 minutes. He was saying everything you've been saying. Exactly. Yep. I don't watch other people's content to formulate my analysis. That's why I don't catch much of Morning Shot these days, because oftentimes we talk about the same things. I don't want my judgment or my editorial to be changed by that. I don't watch other content creators before. When I get a subject, I dig into it. Only after I've done the video will I watch other content creators. I can't say that's the same for everybody on the internet. The other day I felt kind of bad because somebody sent me, when I did the analysis, that the program might be being reviewed. Because remember I did initially said, well, Iran's going on. Maybe they're focusing on that. And then people lied about it and said, I claim that. I didn't say that. They also said, oh, Colonel Wyatt said that the flight routes. I didn't say anything about the flight routes. I said the flight routes don't even go near the Middle East. So that shouldn't be an issue. I said, but maybe the government's consumed with that. That's a priority right now. And that was in a 5-minute window between working for 4 hours broadcasting, and then I had another broadcast come up and do an interview, and I did that very quickly. It was just, it was a quick hot wash saying that's a possibility. Let me think about it. After I did the interview, I spent an hour analyzing it, looked at the data, looked at everything that was going on. I said, you know what? The program is so messed up. Maybe this is a reset. Maybe they're working on it. So I did that, right? And then guess what happens? I published the video, and then I went through my mail and I came across an email from somebody who said almost the exact same thing I concluded, except that they got it from a source and they told me who the source was. So I did it, but I had no evidence that it was true after the fact. If I'd known that ahead of time, then I could have included it and I would have given that person credit if they wanted. But no, I don't watch other people for my content. I do it on my own, almost always. Utopia seems different for everyone. It says, yeah, Smith, so I don't get dental care. Nice for you guys. Almost time for some reggae beats and a cup of coffee. Then you can have peace from this. 70 Rand. Thank you for that. Thing of Nouns, 35 Rand. Teresa. Bonnie Duplessis. Good morning, Neff. What's going on? He was detained after what? Loss a makeshift curtain while I was presuming a weapon. Pollster, did you disappear for a while? I've already read all that. I read the news report, said all that, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't understand why he was released on bail. If ICE had no case against him, then he shouldn't have been on bail. He should have just been released. Something doesn't add up here. We're not getting all the information. And as I said, for the people who are going to claim I'm heartless, I said from the outset, the man shouldn't be dead unless it was natural causes. So thank you for that, pollster, but I've already covered that. I found the story. It wasn't a South African. It was a Rohingya from Myanmar who'd been here since December 2024. Yep. And how has he lived here from December 2024 until now and he doesn't speak English? I don't understand that. How do you seek refuge in the country and don't make even a cursory effort to learn the language? I know people who came here as spouses of Americans, married to American service members, couldn't speak English, and watched General Hospital in the 1960s and learned English in a few months. I learned German in 3 months, even though I worked 8 to 12 hours a day and went to the field all the time. Rudolph, are you the one that says something about you couldn't upload the documents? Then you just explain to them you couldn't upload the documents. Fix your damn portal and I'll upload them. Okay. Yeah, the English classes are free for refugees. How the hell do these people come here and live off of our tax dollars on assistance for that long and not learn our language? Again, the man shouldn't be dead unless it was natural causes. I feel really bad for him. He was blind in one eye and nearly blind in the other. That's terrible. I can't imagine that. I hate these freaking things. I've only started wearing these recently. I didn't start here at the beginning, but I'm reading the text. It's kind of bothered me. Yeah, I can't imagine having to spend your whole life wearing glasses or going blind. I got you. No, ICE didn't. You see, now you got it wrong, Polster. He wasn't detained by ICE. He was arrested by the Buffalo Police. He was arrested by the Buffalo Police, and then a detainer was put on him because he was a refugee. Oh yeah, Misty. Yeah, well, look, when you're 18 years old and you're going to the club 6 nights a week when you're not in the field, you know. I wasn't going to the club just to hear "Like a Virgin, touched for the very first time." Your heartbeat next to mine. What are the lyrics? I forgot the lyrics. It's been so long since I heard that song. I made it through the wilderness. I mean, somehow I made it through. Didn't know how I was lost until I found you. I was beat, incomplete. Touched for the very first time, like a virgin, when your heart beats next to mine. Gonna give you all my love, boy. My fear is fading fast. Been saving it all for you, 'cause only love can last. Yeah, like a virgin. Yeah, no, that's not why I went to the clubs, man. I didn't go to clubs just to listen to Madonna. But, you know, that wasn't my favorite Madonna song, Like a Virgin. That was kind of fun, but my favorite Madonna song was this one. This is the one. Borderline, feels like I'm going to lose my mind. You just keep on pushing my love over the borderline. That was my favorite Madonna song from 1983. And of course, then we always had, you know, I went to the clubs for other things like Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan. I feel for you. But then, of course, my favorite song of that era was Shannon. Let the music play. We won't get away. I didn't like a prayer. That was too creepy for Catholicism. It's all the info I can find on him initially. Yeah, no, I got it. No, he's from Burma, Myanmar. He was Rohingya. No, Polster Holster, that's why, see, I run things down. And the story I ran down that's reported by the local media there's a lot of questions in there. So, honestly, half the population in Buffy talk to themselves. Bulgarian chap, he spoke multiple languages, spoke decent English within a year. He was learning Afrikaans and Zulu as well. Yeah, I know. Which one? Borderline or like a virgin or like a prayer? They're all bad. Cries in the Sand. I don't know that song. Native speaker is a lover. Yeah, you cannot speak your language. You will be very fast speaking fluently. Exactly. Amazing Yacht Destinations. That's the point. Lover. Caribbean Queen. We sing this sad song. What's his name? Billy Ocean. She danced by me in painted on jeans. All the heads turned 'cause she was a dream. In the blink of an eye I knew her number and yeah, her name. Caribbean Queen, now we're sharing the same dream. And our hearts, they beat as one. No more love on the run. And that was awesome stuff. But I mean, I had a lot of fun back then. The music was just awesome. 5 minutes of funk. This ain't no junk. Get your bottom off the tree stump. Ladies real pretty. City to city. Well, now we get down to the nitty gritty. From the bottom to the top to the bottom. 4 minutes left. Oh, Ain't Nobody. That was a great song. Ain't nobody love you better. Man. Yeah, Belinda Carlisle was all right. She had one good song. But man, Chaka Khan, man. Chaka Khan. But Shannon, that let the music play. That was a great song, man. And what about Don Cornelius, this week on Soul Train. Don Cornelius and Soul Train. Wow. Of course, that goes back to the 70s, but in the 80s, he was when he was in his prime with that. Foreign affairs training, we had to choose a language and do 3 years intensive language. So when I visited USA, I always rolled my R's, learning to speak Vietnamese while we were working in Namibia. Oh, in Vietnam, excuse me. Yeah, I talk. Ain't Nobody. That was a great song, man. Hey, Antoinette, what's going on? What is going on? Yeah, no, some great music back then, man. I wish I could play the music. It'd be, note for note. That'd be great. I can name that tune. I can name that tune in 2 notes. How do you do that? I hated that show, Name That Tune. Oh, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Night to Night, Beauty of... that was an Italian group. Oh, no, I love Spandau Ballet, man. Know this much is true with a thrill in my hand and a pen in my... Anyway, yeah, I know. Gold! Always believe in your soul. You're indestructible. Baby's Got a Blue Jeans Talk. Yeah, that wasn't bad. New Wave was awesome. And I ran so far away, couldn't get away. Flock of Seagulls. What a great name for a band, man. What a great name for a band. The guy picked out how mainstream media focused on the wrong thing. Trump's misspoken comments, crosses, latched on the word genocide. That's what I did in my video. And I've been doing for months. Every time they mention, I say that's the wrong thing. What guy? What are you talking about? Yeah, Tarzan Boy. That was pretty good. Baltimore. Baltimore is the only song they ever had. Yep. Tarzan Boy, Baltimore lyrics. Yeah, the lyrics are, jungle life, I'm far away from nowhere. I'm on my own like Tarzan Boy. Hide and seek, I play along while rushing across the forest. Monkey business on Sunday afternoon. Monkey business on every. Jungle life, I'm living in the open. Native beat that carries on. Yeah, one song they ever had. Yeah. Pass the Dutchie on the left-hand side. The Musical Youth. Man, they made Billy Ocean. What about Murray Head? One night in Bangkok and the world's your oyster. Oh, what a great song that was, too. Frankie Goes to Hollywood was okay. Relax, get to it. Yep. Hendrix, Frampton. Peter Frampton. I saw Peter Frampton in concert in upstate New York a few years ago, his last concert tour, because he has an neuromuscular disease, and he was still incredible. I've forgotten all the songs Peter Frampton had done. T-Rex, Led Zeppelin, Stones, ugh. Note for note, 50s Rankis for you. If you're interested, I can build a mean audio system in your car. Well, thanks, Sponsor Max, but I've got a pretty good Alpine system in my car already. Who's fooling who yet? Was in a wacky movie. Yeah, Desperately Seeking Susan. I love that movie. That also had Roseanne Arquette in it. I always liked Roseanne Arquette. Rodriguez, yep. Really far, far away. What's going on? I know who that is because you used to always do the time. You changed it. Colonel, did you ever watch the show Whose Line Is It Anyway? Yeah. I actually, the modern version is the best one. The old version I saw, yeah. I actually like the improv show they do. Princess Steffi Monica was my favorite girl, and she made a song in Mauritius called Yeah, no, Princess. She was big. We had all the English pop stars back then. Kim Wilde, Samantha Fox. Anthony says, how are you? I'm okay. How about you? How you doing? Midnight Oil, yeah. Depeche Mode. Yeah, well, I actually have a song saying the 80s are the best music ever. That's, let me see if I can find that. That's my DJ Silver Eagle, best music ever. Yeah, so I made a song about that because one night we were going through this months ago. Best decade ever. Here you go. Synthesizers got that 80 vibe. DJ Silver Eagle coming to you live from the other side. Sounds a little like Depeche Mode, a little like Flock of Seagulls here. Alphaville, big in Japan. Went to City Side. I had no illusions.
Cold war shadows, neon light.
Dim the lights, Natalie.
Protests rising in the night. Bullets flying, Walkman on. Life was grand, life was strong. The best decade ever. Oh, yeah. The best decade ever. Life had fled, members only we were born. Best decade ever. Pure gold. New wave beats, we'd never stop, never stop. Dancing under a synth pop top.
Synth pop top.
Denim jackets, acid wash dreams. Living life like movie scenes. The best decade ever. Oh, yeah. The best decade ever. Life had flown.
Members only jackets. B-52s were good. Got me a Chrysler, big as a whale. Turn the tape, rewind it back. Pure gold. This is my song, my lyrics, AI music, and artist. One of 150 that I have. DJ Silver Eagle, Topic on YouTube, or you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon Music. You can find my music there. You can purchase the songs, that if you want. There you go. That is the best decade ever. Yep. The artist is me. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that was from me. Thank you, Urban Homestead Africa. Never mind your analysis. Here's a tip for your vocal talents. DJ Silver Eagle. Yeah, Polster Holster, I guess you don't know. I have music. I am a registered artist. I have a distributor. In fact, let me check and see if I've finally got more money in. I don't make much money at all. I don't. I have a friend that makes $10,000 a month from AI music. I don't. I just do it so I have music for my show. Let me just see what the status of this is. If I have any more money. Oh, come on. I got logged out. Sign in. There we go. You're going to make me answer two-factor authentication here, probably. Oh, not this time. Let me check my bank. Woohoo! After 8 months, I made $124. Good news, we're in the process of releasing new earnings. Numbers may increase in the next 24 to 48 hours. Cool beans. Cool beans. So I made $124. Let me see a breakdown by service. YouTube is the one I make the most off of. iTunes, $10. Spotify, $12. Deezer, 17 cents. Tidal. YouTube, $87. YouTube ads, $11.65. Yep, that's 9 months. So people are watching a little bit more. So hopefully they'll catch more of me. So my distributor puts that stuff out. Another one of my songs. Got lots of songs here. Yep, I do all kinds. I do pop, I do 80s synth, I do new wave, I do country, I do reggae. Most of what I do is country and reggae. Yep. I also do Afrikaans songs for those who don't know. Yep. Anthony Nodia, what's up? By the way, Polster Holster, I saw your comment about not liking that they reported that it was a black man who murdered the Ukrainian refugee. Then a white person murdered a Ukrainian. They didn't talk about it. Yeah, I get your point. Whether a white person or a black person ever does it should never play unless it's indicative of a trend. Fair point. Most murders in America are committed numerically by white Americans, but as a percentage of population is wildly more high with black males. Monster Max, thank you for the 40 Rand super chat. Thank you. No, Rodriguez wasn't big here. He was huge in South Africa, though. You said that when I was playing music, so I couldn't address that thing there. Midnight Oil. Told the Australians stop using their songs patriotic. They support Hamas? Good God. Hey, Tyler, what's going on? Oh, yeah, we're jamming. My one boyfriend did such a funny thing one night in Bangkok. Yes, Relax was pretty much the only one I liked. Oh, yeah, no. One night in Bangkok. I love that. My friend, music wasn't lucrative. You need a big studio behind you. That's true. And my friend has a contract with a big studio from Europe. No, I don't do it to make money. It's great if I do make money. Thank you for that. And it would be nice if I made a lot more money. But the reason I do the music is so I have songs. Because YouTube gives you copyrights if you use other people's music. So we create all kinds of great songs here. Hey, thank you. Who was that? Urban Homestead. And who came after? Monster Max and Knight. Thank you so much for the super chats. Am I caught up now on the chats? Hummus with some pita bread. Okay. All right, that's fine. That's cool if you want to do that. Anyway. Did the Charlie Kirk song, Charlie Stands Tall. Springbok Glory. Chris Lives On. Let's Make Friends. Trade in the on card. Cyril next. ANC did again. The raid on Woodmead. Freedom Bird. House of Cards. English Pride. Sydney's Jeans. Cat Got Your Tongue. 90 Days Too Late. End of the Road. Okay. So let me go to my Suno and see what I've got in my library there. I'm not finding what I want. Ooh, what's that? Something just happened. Johan Smith just started following me on Facebook. Thank you for that. Remember you posted an interview with South African family where the spouse was Brazilian. I don't recall that, Crystal. Brazilian? I don't recall Brazilian. No, that's... Did I do an interview with somebody whose spouse is Brazilian? Don't recall that. Sorry. I'm not being obtuse. I just don't recall that. Okay, so let's go. Cyril's Big Blunder. What else? Shut down when it ended. No USA in the RSA. Mom Dami Blues. Rotten Apple Exodus. Photographs and Dreams. Which one did I play a lot? This one here. Then I did the one for the lady who got her divorce final. We made the Cindy's free today. That was pretty funny. We had fun that night. Okay. Storm of the Century. Working through lockdown. No More Clueless. Keep Smiling. Planes for Warlord, Sharks Bite. Then my Stormers song, House of Cards. Rocky Mountain Vibes. That's a pretty good one. Rocky Mountain Vibes is good. Oh, hang on a second. I forgot I turned that off. What was that? What was that? Something else just happened. Tyler just gave, thank you for everything you do for us. Here's a coffee. Thank you. $10 New Zealand, Tyler. Tyler, we've chatted because I realized you were a chica. Thought you were a dude. Thank you for the $10 New Zealand. Wow. I've been in New Zealand since 2011. Enjoyed my time there. Right. Rocky Mountain Vibes. Here you go. This one's pretty good. Country music.
Twin Falls, whispers, the canyon's deep calm, Salt Lake shadows where the saints stood tall.
This is after my trip to Idaho.
Jackson Hole mornings, cold air bites my skin, Grand Tetons rising where the dreams begin. This is the place, the land we hold, faith and family, hearts of gold. Aspen quakes, old roots run wide, Rocky Mountain vibes, where the soul can't hide. Yellowstone's thunder, guys that scream the past, Sun Valley's quiet, where time moves fast. Shoshone voices, echoes on the breeze, Ute and Paiute stories carved in the trees. Pioneers carved paths in stone, built this land, made it their own. This is the place, the land we hold, faith and family, hearts of gold. Aspen quakes, old roots run wide, Rocky Mountain vibes, where the soul can't hide. Snake River winding, lifeline in the dust, man and beast drinking, in its flow we trust. Valleys and buds filled with dreams untold, this land's our story, a treasure to hold.
Rocky Mountain vibes. I did the Twin Falls Delight, then I did Rocky Mountain. Twin Falls Delight was Twin Falls, and Chris Toy started following us. And I did the Rocky Mountain High when I was in Yellowstone, or when I was not in Yellowstone, I was in Afton. Yep. Alphaville, oh man, relax. Sushi and the Banshees, yeah, madness, all madness. Mom, she's so house proud. Nothing ever gets the best of her. She's really quite proud. Definitely rather listen to back in the days music than most of the songs they make today. I guess where that's coming from. But here is Charlie Stands On. This is a song I made a tribute to Charlie Kirk after his assassination. Doesn't get nearly enough airplay. Tribute to Charlie Kirk.
A voice like thunder broke the sky. He spoke for truth, he dared to try.
With courage burning, bright as flame, Charlie Kirk was more than just a name.
They thought they'd silence what he gave, but free speech doesn't find a grave. Charlie stands on in the hearts of the brave, in the fight for freedom, the road he paved. Though the coward struck, his light won't fade. Charlie stands on in the love he made a fire inside. For family, for values, he never lied.
The world grows quiet, but echoes stay in every soul. He led the way.
Gone from sight, but never far. He's the whisper in the stars. A warrior fallen, yet standing tall. In every voice that answers the Charlie stands on in the hearts of the brave, in the fight for freedom, the road he paved. Though the coward struck, his light won't fade. Charlie stands on in the love he made. Charlie stands on. Charlie stands on. Charlie stands on. Charlie stands on in the love he made.
Words are deep. I wrote most of those lyrics, actually almost all of them. OMD, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, fantastic. Smiths, you never heard that song before, wow. Yep. Hey, Misty. Yeah, it does a pretty good job creating music. My friend who was in a band, but due to his producing, working, make music solo with AI. Yeah, I know, it's a beautiful song. Unfortunately, it doesn't get enough play. I came up with that almost immediately after Charlie was murdered and assassinated. Yep. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Over the Target, when I was getting attacked all the time. That's a country song. No Time for Terror, that's reggae. Drive Me Crazy, Afrobeat. People didn't like that. The Bugger Off Bunnies, Escape. Bitter Ender Anthem, I did that one. Double Standards. Morning Brew, that's my coffee song. Stay Strong. Dude, Penguins Have Knees. I love that one. That was fun. We did with that one. No Elite Control. Boomerang Tariffs. Flight to Freedom. The Bot Gone Rogue. That one's fun. Sanctions, State of Mind. Bring on the Sanctions. Pala Pala Nights. Email Avalanche. That's kind of a fun song. Yep. Our Sapphirs. A rock anthem. I haven't played that in a long time. Let's play that real quick. Oh, that's got an 80s vibe, doesn't it?
They left the sunburned plains behind, dreams packed tight in a restless mind. Shadows chase them through the night, but here they found a brighter place, a land that holds a wide embrace. Our sapphires, our dreamers, our team, building futures, stitching the seams. No longer lost, no need to flee. Here's to the hope, here's to the free. Here's to the free.
This song is for everyone who's come over as a refugee. That's what this is. Our Sapphirs.
They speak in rhythms, a different tune, a blend of voices under one moon. New roots grow where old ones were torn. The past still whispers a distant call, but here they rise, they stand tall. Our sapphires, our dreamers.
Yeah, this is a tribute song to all the refugees that came over. Our Saffers. Careful when you drive, Ingrid. All right, this one is a song that I did. It's a very short song. It was my first effort at doing an Afrikaans song, and it's not particularly impressive, and it almost sounds like a Dutch girl singing. I wrote the lyrics in Afrikaans, and my Afrikaans writing is not great, so I had to go into AI to get that cleaned up, and it cleaned it up, and this is what it came up with. So, Zuid-Afrika, mijn geboorteplek, mijn thuiste. So this one's okay, but it was my first effort. They got better and better. When you hear the Steve Hofmeyer song, you'll know they really got much better in my Afrikaans. But this is the first one I ever did for Afrikaans. And it's gotten much better because a number of us have been doing Afrikaans songs, and the AI is getting better and better.
Zuid-Afrika, mijn geboorteplek, mijn tuiste, van Zeepunt tot Margate. En punten tussenin, ons is liever ons prachtige tijd. Waar ons harten volwassen geword het, maar tijd in ons gedraai. En de tijd om te gaan. Zuid-Afrika, mijn geboorteplek, mijn thuiste, van Zeepunt tot Margate. En punten tussenin, ons is liever ons prachtige tijd. Waar ons harten volwassen geword het, maar tijd in ons gedraai. En de tijd om te gaan.
Yeah, that was my first try at Afrikaans. She does sound Dutch. I told you. That was the first time she sounded Dutch. Cyril the Waffle Man, 90 Days to True, Scandalous Nights in Cape Town, The Mullah's Rocking, Latuli House. That didn't go so well. Cat Got Your Tongue, Jellyfish Sway. That's Steenhuisen's song. Get It Together. This one people loved. Get It Together. I published this one. Yeah. Heart of a Nation, Slipping Away. That was a tough one. Let's play that one. I haven't played that in a while. It's about South Africa. Heart of a Nation, Slipping Away. Country.
The streets are burning, skies full of smoke. Farmers fight for life, hearts nearly broke. The crops are failing, the rivers run dry, and the people ask, how long must we cry? Will Ramaphosa stand or take the fall? The vote of no confidence, a rallying call. Save South Africa, we can't delay. The heart of the nation is slipping away. Corruption's a shadow that darkens the land, stealing from the people with a greedy hand. The workers are hungry, the wages are thin, and justice feels like it's wearing thin. Will Ramaphosa stand or take the fall? The vote of no confidence, a rallying call. Save South Africa, we can't delay. The heart of the nation is slipping away. The children are crying, their future will grow green, the skies will turn blue. When leaders are honest and the hearts are true, together we rise, united and strong. This is our fight, where we all belong.
I'm opposed to stand or fall. And I did my Dim the Lights Natalie one too. This is a short one, but this is pretty good. Dim the Lights Natalie. Oh yeah, Dim the Lights Natalie.
It's time to vibe. Pulling moves so slick, I'm coming live. South Africa's groove, let the rhythm flow. Where the city lights shine and the trumpets blow. Oh, Mr. President, do you know the way? Where the streets are loud and the people play. Ramaphosa's trip, oh, the mission fell flat. But the spirit's still strong now. Imagine that. Dim the lights and let's paint the night. The world's watching close to a global sight. From the hills of Pretoria to the Cape Shore, feel the beat of the nation they can't ignore. Oi. Oh, Mr. President, do you know the way? Where the streets are loud and the people play. Ramaphosa's trip, oh, the mission fell flat. But the spirit's still strong now. Imagine that. It's a journey of hope and a story untold, where dreams are made and the hearts are bold. America may listen, but the mission's unclear. Still the rhythm of the land keeps the vibe sincere.
DJ Silver Eagle, Radio Afterlife. Coming up next is Proud and Strong. Just need a better way to mix these things because they're digital. Proud and Strong. This is in honor of the Afrikaners in the Boer.
Through the dust of the veldt, where the wind does moan, we've carved out a life in the soil and stone. They call us names, but we stand up tall. For faith and family, we've weathered it all. Raise the flag high, let the colors fly. With our hands we've built under God's own sky. No insult can break what's forged in our soul. Africa and her heart steadfast and whole. They say we're dogs, they say we're small, but we've built empires and answered the call. With the earth in our palms and the sun on our backs, we march to the rhythm of unbroken tracks. Through the storms and strife we hold the line. The roots run deep like the old oak spine. Pride in our spirit, love in our veins. The faith of our fathers forever remains. Raise the flag high, let the colors fly. With our hands we've built under God's own sky. No insult can break what's for walk this road, bearing the burdens, carrying the load. But the light of our fire, it will never fade, for the strength of our people will never be swayed.
Proud and strong. Hope you like that one. Yep. Anyway. All right. We've dimmed the lights earlier. Let's get this back up. What else we got here? Meet and greet vibes. And this one's fun. I love this. This gets a lot of play, you know. So let me play this one real quick. I love this one. And then we got Save South Africa, which is played even more. Oh, yeah. And I'll cue my caterwallering on this one because I love this. I came up with this after the meet and greet. I was so humbled. Colonel Wyatt's got a plan so sweet. A meet and greet down Strand's wide street. South African sun kissed the air so bright. We shared our stories through the night. Dozens gathered in sync. With every smile the spirits linked. A room of faces worlds apart, bound by camaraderie, heart to heart. Cheers in the air, laughter grows. Friendship's tide, it ebbs and flows. Strand lit up like golden beams, a night that turns into sweet dreams. An evening hung with fire and glee, connections blooming wild and free. Words were sparks igniting light underneath the southern sky tonight. Oh, the beauty, unforgettable glow. Strangers and friends we didn't know, tying threads that'll last and weave. Moments shared of hearts on sleeves. Cheers in the air, laughter grows. Friendship's tide, it ebbs and flows. Strand lit up like golden beams, a night that turns into sweet dreams. Pickleball. Wow, Annalene. All right, so someone said, what is that? Where'd it go? Something about a meet and greet. Never forget the day I was shouting so hard, I thought I was at a Springbok game. When was that, Anthony? Tyler, I think she said, asked that. This is great, says Georgia. Okay, cool. I enjoyed every new song when we all waited to hear the outcome. Okay, call us names, yeah. So deep, what am I? I will leave the country to keep my daughter safe. I'll never forget. Oh, there he is. Tyler says, any plans on a South African meet and greet? Tyler, I did 19 or 18, 19 when I was in South Africa last time. I've done about 75 meet and greets in the past 4 years. Yes, of course I'll do one. This was my first favorite song. First, as in the first one I thought was a big hit, and this was awesome. Save South Africa. This is awesome. And, of course, the video goes along with it. It's pretty cool. So let me just do the video. Let me find Save South Africa here. Heart attack. Wow, quadruple bypass, Natasha. That's crazy. That's crazy. Thank God he survived. Where's Save South Africa? Where are you hiding at here? Here it is. Okay, guys, enjoy this one. I love this. Is this the one where, hang on a second. No, that's not it. I'm looking, where's the one? Hang on. I want the one where I was on the zip line. That's the fun one. Save South Africa. Let's do that. That's cool. I love that one. There it is. That's the one. I love this one. That's where I do the zip line. It's pretty cool. Make sure there's no ad in this thing before we get started. Okay, what's taking so long to load? Okay, there we go. Oh, maybe that was it. No, that's not it. Where's the zip line? Oh, I know. It's a Caledon. So I did the Caledon one. Oh, okay, I see what that... Okay, well, I can do that. I can do the Caledon one, too. I like the Caledon. That one's really cool because that's fun. Save South Africa one is just me. Oh, okay, you're off to bed. Well, stay for this song. This song is awesome. Then you can go to bed. 3 minutes, 10 seconds. It's not long. This is me in Caledon. This is awesome. I love this. This was so cool. And they did this for me for free. I got to zip down the side of this mountain, the longest zip line in the world in Caledon, in the Western Cape. This just rocks, folks. Here you go. This is awesome. This is awesome. Stick with this for 3 minutes. It's my song and my slide. Listen to the cable.
Land of gold sunsets and
Sky so blue.
Mountains whisper stories of dreams so true. From oceans rolling wild to valleys deep, a heartbeat of a nation that will not sleep. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The soil holds our history, roots run so long. A melody of freedom, we're singing strong. They may curse the land with lies they weave, but we hold the truth in what we believe. Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may fall, for the power is the people's above it all. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day. People sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The soil holds our history, roots run so long. A melody of freedom, we're singing strong. They may curse the land with lies they weave their weave, but we hold the truth in what we believe. Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may fall, for the power is the people above it all. We know it all.
That's pretty awesome. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to play that again. That was pretty darn awesome, man. I love that. That was cool. So, yep, that was some good stuff there that day. Really, and they gave it to me. The owner of the hotel, I've been there a couple times, and so that was nice of them to do that. So I'd like to give them, a little advertising there because it's really awesome. That is the longest zip line in the world, and they told me it takes about 3.5 to 4 minutes to get down. Well, at 6'2" and over 200 pounds, I am very aerodynamic, and I was down in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I felt so ripped off. It didn't last 3.5 minutes, but it was awesome, man. I got to admit, I'm not afraid of heights, but when I got up there and they strapped me in, and I looked down like, shit. I hope that the pulleys are in good shape. I wasn't worried about the cable. I was worried about the pulleys. That was smoking, yeah. So I've done the zip lining now in Ceres. I've done it in Caledon. I've done it in Mahalisburg. Mahalisburg was a long time ago. I did that back in 2009, 2010, something like that. And I've done, so it's like, look, when you're in Mahalisburg, you're going across a ravine, so you get on and you've got that stitched on. It feels like a friggin' rappelling seat. You got to be careful if you're a man with your testicles getting jammed in there. But then you slide down this thing. It's like, okay, that was cool. And you look, it's only like 60 or 70 meters down. You're on a mountain, man. You're sliding. You're like, what the hell? Okay. I was the only one there, and it took like 45 minutes to get up the mountain because it takes a long time to ride the bucky up there and get you up there. Then I had to climb the hill. That sucked. With my hip, I had to climb the hill. Then you get strapped in. You're like a freaking torpedo, man. So here's the thing. You're inside that you've got a hook on you, and you're on the cable, and it's got a safety on there, so it can't come off. It can't flip around, even if there's a heavy wind. And then you're like in a sack. There's like you're inside a sack that's tied up on there too. So anyway. So it's perfectly safe. But you're looking like, who convinced me to come up here, man? Whose idea was this? But then once I took off, I'm like, whoa, this is freaking awesome, man. Like flying. Look at me, man. Like the greatest American hero. That show, I'm flying, man. Look at me now, I'm flying. It was cool. And then at the bottom, you have to release, and you hold your chutes. You have to hold on to it. And then the guy puts the flag up, and you let go of it, and it slows you down, just like a parachute, because it's a little tiny parachute. But then it was too soon because I was coming fast. I mean, like I said, it's supposed to be 3.5 to 4 minutes. If you're like a little tiny girl, weighs like, 80 pounds, 90 pounds, it'll take you 4 minutes to get down. But I was coming fast, and dude's like, whoa, he put the flag up quick, and then I just stopped. And I had to pull myself over. Man, that was wicked. I had to pull myself on the cable. And then one of the guy came out and drugged me and the rest of the way. That was something else. Yeah, it was just a bit short, CB. It was. Yeah, I know it was almost a year ago, guys. I miss coming back. I'm sorry I'm not there. But, I mean, with the hip and all the cost of all the stuff this past year, I mean, it's not been easy. So I'm working on another trip. So, and there will be meet and greets. But I may have to start providing security at some of these meet and greets. So that's going to be a problem. But anyway, yeah. Looking forward to it at some point coming back. I miss people. I miss the Broken Shaws. They're wonderful people. Gosh, I love staying with them. When people offered me accommodation in South Africa back in 2022, I was a bit uncomfortable. I mean, I don't necessarily like staying with other people, being a burden to them. But the Broken Shaws are such amazing, down-to-earth people. I get to see CB, who's also a wonderful person. If you guys knew CB, you know what an incredible person that CB is. I get to go around. I stay with my friends down in Gordon's Bay, which is lovely. I see Justin and Erica, and if I get to Durban, I get to see Charles van Onselen and all the folks down there, Shireen and her husband, just really good people, man. I get to go to Howick and see my friend up there, who's just really the founder of the Drakensberg Boys Choir, just an amazing guy, 90 years old now. It's I kind of miss it. I mean, it's like a piece of me is missing not being there. So it's crazy. Yeah, Anthony, it's great you guys come to me, but it's not the same as coming to everybody in South Africa. I mean, yeah, it's I miss it. I'm kind of, we say in German Heimweh. South Africa's not my home, but sorry. When I come to South Africa, I feel like I'm at home. People are just so amazing. So amazing, so wonderful, so kind and friendly to me. Everything's an adventure. It's just and I miss it. I was coming twice a year, but I haven't been coming twice a year this year. Yeah, I just I miss it. Whether it's talking to the counter representatives at airlines or the rental car companies, or the people where I check into hotels, and the people who serve breakfast at hotels, the viewers that I meet, the places that I go, the stories I get to tell, the people that listen to them. Whether it's the vineyards in the Western Cape, or it's the Drakensberg, or it's the Highveld, it's going to a Bulls game, covering it with the other journalists there, going down in the stands in Pretoria at Loftus, and all these people recognize me. It's just so humbling. It really is. Just, people wonder why I keep doing this. And it's because I've met some truly amazing people. Fiona in the UK. Hendo is amazing. Hendo dropped everything to come join me in London on my last day in London. It was freaking awesome. He and I ran all over London looking for a decent Indian restaurant. We finally found one. It was such a pain in the ass to find an Indian restaurant. You would think it would be easy, but I couldn't find the ones I used to go to. Anyway, Hendo there. It's just amazing stuff. I go to Paris. And I'm standing outside the South Africa-Ireland game at the Stade de France, and like 30 people come up and recognize me, a crowd of 30,000 people milling around for 2 hours outside before the game. People kept coming up. It was just amazing. I was in Lyon, and I didn't know there was this friggin', whatever they call it, like cable car that goes up to the cathedral. So I walked up the damn thing. It was brutal. I really messed up my hip. I got up there, and I'm up there, and I ran into people from America, South Africans and Americans from California who knew me. I didn't know them, of course. It was amazing. It's so humbling. Well, just another girl. Yeah, it's a part they shouldn't see. I'm crying like a little girl here. So it's just... you guys, I don't think you know. You don't know. Again, I'm not independently wealthy. I'm not poor. I'm not desperate, but I'm not independently wealthy. I don't own thousands of acres. I'm not a mover and influencer in big political circles. But I live by a code, and I treat people well. And I don't stand for nonsense. And I think a lot of people do appreciate that. It's been my experience. Well, thank you, Amazing Yacht Destinations, for the Thai bot. Thank you. Hey, Debbie. Arena, I'm sure that we'll make that happen. Filling Western Cape and well-wishing during the World Cup among all South Africans was a unique experience. Yeah, the potential's there, Karen. Yeah, the potential's there. And it can be saved. If the ANC would just stop their demented lunatic behavior with BE and their racist policies, it could all turn around. Oh, I didn't say it was a weakness, just another girl. I didn't say it was a weakness. No, it's part of making you human. Hey, Mike. Yeah, the Charlie Kirk song was from the heart. Those lyrics, almost everything in that I wrote myself. AI filled in a little bit, but I did most of it. And I didn't even like Charlie Kirk. I didn't. I was sad for this nation. That's why I was emotional about it. And I respected Charlie Kirk, but I didn't really like him. I respected what he did, which was amazing. But I didn't like him personally. But yeah, and I wrote that song, so. Oh, hey, Kay's Gardens, what's going on? Yeah, Knights of Justice, and that's why when media outlets claim that I'm coaching people, I'm going to affect what they say. They're just so full of crap, their eyes are brown. Wow, Smiths, thank you for the $10. Very kind of you. Thank you so much. Hey, Melanie, what's going on? So I've always wondered, what exactly does that surname mean? Beuten, I don't know what that means. Dach is a roof in German, so, yep. Anyway. When you comment, I don't know what the blue warning is, snippets. Must be something. I've got, what's this? Oh, they're engaged. They're telling me to engage my audience. Close. Well, they want me to switch to members only. I'm not doing that. It's all right, Misty. Thanks. Yeah, no. I'm a hugger. That's not a secret for people who know me. I do hug. Yep. Always have been. It's a way to reach people in a human level. Rita said, thank goodness I have green eyes. Yeah. People judge what they perceive to be a person's character without our getting to know. You were right about that, just another girl. Oh, yeah. All the racists attacking me. Outdoors or outside. Okay, thank you. It says me without a roof. Is that what it means, roofless? Is Doc also roof in Afrikaans? You're such a great soul. There's so few people as willing to share their feelings. Thank you, Ronell. My son hugs all his teachers. Yeah, no, it's yeah. I do hug. Especially Bormaisi. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Rudolf Vandemevis, welcome to you. Thank you for joining the team. Yeah, no. Well, look, somebody's got to hug the Burmese. I mean, they're coming in from the barn. They don't smell that good. You know, walking in cow crap, you know. Got animal sweat all over them. Somebody's got to hug them. Come here. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a song. The Burmese hug. Come on. You ever milk a cow? Come on. If you've been a farmer, you know what I'm talking about, dairy farmer. You ever milk cows and come in from that? Or better yet, you know, you ever been out shoveling in the stall? They don't smell that nice when they come in. It's not an underarm thing. It's a farm odor, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying. Oh, but it's D-A-C-H. Oh, okay. Oh, Doc is roof. But no, that's German. I'll bet you the German got mishmashed with the Afrikaans. You guys, there's more German in the Afrikaans than there is Dutch. Maybe that's what happened. Outside day, okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Anyway. Yeah, so, yep. That's the thing. Righto. Blij altijd soos wat jy is, Colonel. Stay who you are. You're our inspiration. You take our land into your heart. There's always, I'm always there for you. See, I can't say that, Debbie Ackerman. Not well. I'll butcher it, and Ronaldo will accuse me of mispronouncing. But blij altijd soos wat jy is, Colonel. Jy is ons inspiratie. Jy dra ons land in your heart, and is altyd daar vir ons. See, I understand what that says 100%. Black veteran gave us $100 Walmart. He said, thanks for what we're doing with adoption. I was so shocked the compliment was enough. He didn't want me to. Wow. 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 See, that's a real mensch right there. Okay, not that he gave you $100, but to the Smiths, that he appreciated that you adopted kids who needed a family. And he probably was grateful that rather than black kids growing up as orphans, you took them into your hearts and your home, just like the Stoltz family did. I'll bet you that's what was in the man's heart. I guarantee you $100. Well, you got the $100. I guarantee you that's what it was. Yeah, but Beuten is not a, and I'm not sure, I don't know that word in German. Draußen is what we say for outside in German. Yeah, and that's pretty incredible. Yeah, Dach, D-A-C-H is roof. And I don't know what Beuten is. That's got to be Dutch. So maybe it's Flemish. I don't know. Yeah, the ostrich feather smells don't go away. You don't want those in a pillow. Well, I've got German heritage. Ja, also meine Vorfahren kommen aus Deutschland. Ja, die letzte waren 1848. Ja, die kommen aus, also vom Norden, gleich neben die norddeutsche Tiefebene. Ja, aus Lübeck. Yeah, see, it comes from that, outside the roof, yeah. Okay, Jacques Smith. The people on the Facebook are growing over there. Thank you for that. Ouch, itching. Anyway, I was actually surprised. People told me to use Facebook, but I just don't trust Facebook. But I've started using it because I'm tired of this channel not picking up new viewers, just a handful here and there. So the Facebook now had 1,000 subscribers or followers when I started putting videos on this week, and now we've almost doubled in size. It's 1,800, yeah, so 1,800. But what's interesting for me is that I published the video about the 60 Minutes thing. I have 8,700 views on Facebook. And on this channel, which used to get 150,000 views for videos like this or more, I have 11,300. I have 11,300. So that tells me that YouTube is Facebook is letting people see my video. With 1,700 followers on YouTube, I have 8,700 views on that video. That's awesome. Here with 123,000 followers, subscribers, I have 11,300 views on a video that blows it all apart. Just shows you that YouTube is hiding the content. Blormeisy with a maiden name of Mitchell married a tailor, 100% Afrikaans. Well, look, I mean, Monty Jackson, what the hell is that? He's as Afrikaans as it gets. I mean, who the hell comes up with a name like Jackson for an Afrikaner, you know? You guys just mix with the English all the time. To learn my German, Misty, okay. Ja, also ich bin Lehrer auch, aber ich habe mich selbst gelehrt, ich habe Deutsch selbst gelehrt als Gefreiter in der Armee. Und in den 80er Jahren habe ich mich selbst gelehrt. Also ich hab später die Grammatik auf der Universität studiert. Aber Anfang, what's your name on Facebook? Colonel Chris Wyatt. I'll put the link up. Here we go. But it's under the Indaba Africa group because that's how I put the channel up when I set a business up. Whoops. Hang on, my channel's spinning there. I gotta open it up again. YouTube. Just when I need it. Acts all turd-like. Let's see if I can't get this back up. Okay, there we go. Top chat. There you go. Okay, so come on. No, but Rumble's useless. I've been on Rumble since the outset. It's a useless platform. Unless you're famous already, you can't get an audience over there. Rumble does nothing to promote content for creators. It promotes only Dan Bongino's friends. It promotes Dan Bongino's friends. Doesn't do anything for anybody else. I've been to Rumble since it started. Rumble promised to have live streaming for 3 years before they finally produced it. It was all bullshit. I'm also on Odyssey. I've been on Odyssey since the beginning. Since 2020, I've been on Odyssey and Rumble when they came out. Yeah, so there's the Facebook page. Okay. Cows, horses, mucking out stalls. Yep. Well, just another girl. The thing is, people are good at languages, even if they don't think they are. It's a question of motivation. I learned German because I wanted to learn a foreign language, and I was young, and I was chasing around in clubs and learning German in Germany. That's why I learned German. I had a strong motivation. I learned Swahili because I wanted a language to be competitive, become a foreign area officer when I became a field grade officer in the Army. I wanted to spend my time in Africa. So I wanted to learn Swahili. So I learned Swahili at university, and I was fluent in it when I was in university, excuse me. Next, I learned English, German, French. I started teaching myself Afrikaans, actually before I learned Swahili, so I self-taught myself Afrikaans to be able to read it and understand it, but I can't speak it because I didn't hang out and live in South Africa for a period of time. So I taught myself Afrikaans. Then the Army sent me to school to learn French. So I learned French, but before I learned French, I lived in Italy, and so I learned Italian. But I never tell people I speak Italian because I don't speak it, but I can listen to people and understand it. So Italian, but I never count that. Then I went to the Army's Language Institute where I learned French, became fluent in French. J'apprends la langue de français en Californie avant 26 ans. C'était 27 ans. C'est presque 30 ans déjà. C'est incroyable. J'ai déjà oublié que c'est très longtemps. French, then I learned some Setswana when I lived in Botswana. So, yep. What, of Afrikaans? No, I have a German accent when I speak Afrikaans. Knocking boots. That's right, you were knocking boots with the English. Yep. I am on TikTok, Tyler. Yes, I'm on TikTok. Yes. But TikTok sucks. I couldn't get an audience there, and then I did a video about Arizona's election, and I started gaining, and suddenly I was getting 500,000 views on my videos. I made a bunch of videos, and I went to 12,000, something like that, followers, and it just stopped. And they used to send me things every week saying, you've added just X number 100 viewers, but my number never changed because they shadow banned me or something. So here is my Wyatt Army. So there you go. It's the Wyatt Army on TikTok. See that? At Africa Matters. Wyatt Army at Africa. Is it Africa or African Matters? Africa Matters. At Africa Matters. Yep. So, yep. Merry Christmas from Pennsylvania. So this is a follow-up video to the doxing that occurred to whom I've confirmed is a U.S. government official. Someone on official... Yes, Eddie's stealing my content. He's a thief. Never asked for my content. And the thing that's bad about that is people steal my content and put it on TikTok, and then they ask me questions. They get pissed off me because I don't answer it because they don't realize it's not my channel. I have no control over it. Can't remember a guy that talked about the portal still under maintenance, but you can now load documents. I don't know, see. No, they clip my videos and share it all the time. But I'm not very good at editing on TikTok, so it's just it's so annoying. So I'm at 13,300 followers, but I haven't put a video on since when did this one go on? Where's the date on this thing? December 17th.
What a total freaking piece of shit app this is. I'm so sick of it. You know, you load a video, it tells you get 10 minutes. I mean, I've got a gigabyte of upload, or 30 megabytes of upload, a gigabyte of download, and it takes 4 hours, and then it just stops. And it tries to load the same video over and over again. Nothing wrong with the video. Something wrong with this crap app. Yikes. I'm so sick of it. What a total
That's TikTok. Which one was that?
Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech or the press, except that they did.
Which one was that? I was playing that music.
What a total freaking piece
Oh,
of
that was that one. Your content could blow up. Act now. What is that? Your content could blow up. Act now. What is this? Some scam? Welcome to promoting TikTok. I'm not promoting that content. You're going to charge me money, probably. Where's the one I was just at? Oh, here it is. Yeah.
Donald Trump, baby.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's from a couple years ago. Yeah, YouTube shadow banning me, Karen. Yep. Yeah, you pay for it. All right, Werner, have a good one. Jeez, almost 3 hours. Good Lord, what time is it? We're having fun here, aren't we? We're having fun. When did I start broadcasting? What time is it? Oh, it's right behind me. It was almost 1 o'clock. I sent Hendo info on foot and mouth break in kindergartens. What the hell? Well, thank you, Tyler. You can follow me on Rumble, too. I'm on Rumble as well. And Odyssey, but I haven't put anything on Odyssey in a while. I used to use locals. I used all these things. No. 8 o'clock. Let me see how my video is doing, if it's picked up. The one on Steenhuisen in Agriculture. Nah, very depressing here. So slow. Should have had 10,000, 20,000 views by now. It's 4,400. Just starting to pick up. Let me see what kind of comments I've got. Anita, what's going on? 59 comments. Let's see. Unresponded, sort by newest. Why does it always do most relevant? I say newest. He says, I see once again how extremely well the ANC is pulling strings. This is, I think, an attack on me. In the background, everybody can't wait to jump into the 2 cents without taking consideration all aspects. The last 29 years since success with this aspect. They were given a poison chalice. I warned them about the poison chalice. I warned them. I fully understand difficulties team has to deal with obtaining necessary permissions from other companies. Guarantee you, if you're in front dealing with this, it'd be a deal. Okay. Yeah, no, okay, they're not attacking me, but no, look, I've said that. I even in that video I said it. Anita, I'm fine. I hope you're well as well. Hope you're doing well. You're also doing well. Yeah, no, I said this was a poison chalice. They shouldn't have taken it. It's like, I also said the same thing about Peter Groenewald taking corrections and being leader of the party, but he backed off the leader of the party. They are full on hiding your videos, even to subscribers. We are 5 subs in one house and nobody sees them unless we look for it. Exactly, see? No, it's such bullshit. It's such bullshit. I mean, why do they hide my stuff? 10 o'clock. Oh, that's because you're out west, man. Yeah, no, it's no, they are. It's disgraceful. Why do they hide it? It's just really terrible. They can't handle the truth. It's a problem. So it's just frustrating. Some really good videos that just don't get views, you know. So if I look at my analytics, just 2 or 3 months ago, I would look at I've dropped quite a bit here. So but the nice thing is people being generous with super chats still. I mean, I'm not making much money, but it certainly hasn't dropped off completely. The pace of super chats has dropped by 2/3, but the viewership has dropped by 3/4. So yeah. But despite that, I have a 73,000 view video and a 61,000, a 44, a 42, a 34, 29, 27, 26, 25, 24. My top 10 in the last month. Yeah, anyway, so let's take a look at the last 90 days and see if we get bigger ones here. In the last 90 days, I have 87,000 view videos, 75, a 73, a 73, a 66, 65, 64, 62, 61, and 60. So, yeah, in the last 90 days. But one of those is in February. One is in November, so that's going to disappear. 2 are in February. Yeah, so 2 are in December. Go back over the last year, 365 days. Yeah, 33 million views. And I've got a 576,000 views, 251,000, 228, 183, 182, 181, 169, everything's over 150,000 in my top 10. Going back to last year, in the last 12 months. Yep, lifetime on this channel. Let's see what we got. 40,500,000 views, 3.5 million hours of content watched, 123,000 subscribers. Yep. Yep. Rift's hard, 350 rand. Thank you for that, brother. Appreciate it. Or sister. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. You're both in, Smith, you and Utopia are in California. You're both in California. That's correct. I was a bit late to the stream this morning. Is there any news or an Iran issue? No, nothing on Iran. No, nothing on Iran. Thank you for 350 rand super chat. That's very kind of you. Appreciate it. Yep. Yep. Slower, please. My grade 9 French can't keep up. Your teacher was Scottish who taught you French? That had to be tough. Yeah, no, I know they hide the stuff. It's a shame. And we can prove it. And see, that's the reason why I started. Because a few years ago, Ronaldo's like, you should use TikTok. I said, I'm not using TikTok, man. I've got an account on there. Nobody ever watches anything. And then I had put a video on there about the Senate race in Arizona, or the governor race. I can't remember which one it was. And it just took off. And it had like 500,000 views. I'm like, damn. And so I started getting followers. And I started doing stuff U.S. politics and South African politics on there. I had like 3 or 4 TikToks. I was in South Africa with Paulie, and I couldn't get the Wi-Fi. I couldn't get a signal, and I got locked out of my Rugby Ascended account. I can't even get back into it. Anyway, so I was logged into Rugby Ascended. I can't get back into it. I'll have to try again sometime, but because I'd like to put more videos up on the Rugby Ascended because that was doing well. But yeah, and then it just took off, and I went to 10,000 followers on TikTok like within 3 weeks, and then it just stopped, and it just so I quit using it. Pet lift. I don't know because Morgan hasn't answered my question. I wrote to her last month. She read the message and never responded. So I don't know what's going on with pet lift. And it's unfortunate. And she should tell me because people ask me, what's up with all the South African news? What do you mean all the South African news? Alte Carnaval? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by, we're not talking about South Africa right now. I don't like TikTok, hardly visit Instagram, Facebook if directed videos, mostly to keep in touch with friends. Yep. Riding to the toilet. Sorry to hear that, Charles. Well, I'm getting a little bit tired. Using Pet Wings also owns. Okay. All right, there you go. Reads my price. Yeah, no, there was nobody helping me, but I wasn't a refugee. When I took my cats to Botswana through South Africa and then shipped them from South Africa back to the States, that was just me. Had to figure that all out on my own. Yep. And I paid a buttload of money. A lot. And then Prince died in the kennel after we got him in the kennel here. Yep, I got him in the kennel back here, and yep. Anyway, wow, 3 hours, guys. That's a long time. I wasn't expecting to go this long tonight. But we've been chatting, having a good time, enjoying the music and relaxing. And again, it's just so humbling. When I come to South Africa, I really feel like I'm at home, even with all the crazy stuff that happens in South Africa. But I haven't been to a Springboks game in South Africa since 2013. Can you imagine that? The last time I saw the Springboks play in South Africa is 2013 against the All Blacks at Ellis Park. Yep, and I parked my car at, was it Marble Arch? Is that the place? Yep. Pikachu's right there, sitting on the floor, watching everything. Yep. Anyway, cool beans. You're welcome, Misty. Thanks for being here. 2 Pekingese to us. 1 verbal estimate. Yep. No, the last time I saw the Springboks play in South Africa was Ellis Park. That's a game where Habana pulled his hamstring in the first half after scoring 2 tries. Well, night outs can be a lot of fun because we take it easy here. Someone's asking about the South African news. I'm not talking about South African news. All right, I'm going to bed, guys. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's Thursday. Yep. You guys have a good one. Never watched them live, Charles. Oh, okay. Well, I've seen the Bulls, the Lions, Sharks, Stormers live. I've seen Tucks. I've seen Ickies, Mikey's, and the Shimlas all play live. Yep. All right, you guys take care. I'm glad you had fun tonight. Me too. I'm going to go watch some Are You Being Served? Cheers. Mr. Humphreys, are you free? I'm free. I'll be free in a moment. Cheers, everybody. God bless. Hit the like button if you haven't done it. Good night.